Hi,
Hey!
God, I love us.
I like how on
Hi,
our side
everyone.
it was just all of us waiting with the little nya
Yeah,
face,
oh great,
just, like, ready.
It was almost all simultaneous. Like, you guys did that really well. Like, props
Listen,
to that.
every week
Proud of
I
us.
wonder when I'm going to actually develop this or this as a tick, because I come very close every session.
I'm so sorry. I hope you are spared.
Thank you. I don't expect to be.
Yeah. But hello everyone, or hey everyone, depending on what direction you want to go. It looks like audio and stuff is actually working this time, so hopefully it sticks. As usual, a few little technical difficulty warnings ahead of time. Still don't know what's up with my internet. I reset the router already, so hopefully it'll stick. If there are issues, we'll go to break and I'll restart my router again, but I hope they don't happen. Secondly, it is also rainstorming pretty bad, so it's fully possible that my power will go out. If it goes out, I have a backup battery, so I'll be back in a few. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so just as a warning in case stuff goes out. Otherwise, I wanted to drop a little quick reminder. If you are subscribed to us via Prime, I wanted to go ahead and mention that that doesn't renew automatically like other subscriptions. I was told that people did not realize this, and so I wanted to make sure if you want to continue supporting us with a Prime subscription, which we would super appreciate, make sure it's not time to go manually make that roll over, because every month you have to press it, and it's
Magic of technology.
They can't make that shit just automatically go. Yeah,
They can, they just choose not to.
They just choose not to because Jeffrey Bezos. Ooh, another name. That brings me to my next point, which is I know that we had two my names from last session that were not redeemed. I have that written down as Mug Darkida and Dorg Truthleaper.
Oh my god!
I have not forgotten. They are in my notes, and do not worry, your points are not going to waste. Thank you for the new name. I will write that down really quickly. Someone fill the silence. Riff, go.
I hope that we did the words. We sure can.
When you
The stream, we're so good at our job. I'm so sorry.
Ewan,
I have a
talk.
genuine thing to fill time with.
Yes?
Yeah, Ewan, talk.
Okay, that's...
So yeah, for those of us who are in the party, as well as those of us in the audience, this is your reminder to get water. Hydrating is very important throughout the session, especially when you're talking as much as we are. There it is. There it is.
Yep.
So yeah,
Go get 'em,
remember
Floyd.
for our Hydrate and Hydrate 2.0. For those who would like to in the audience, I
2.0,
encourage you
drink.
to participate. I need to get my water. But that's why I got up. Also to set up a sound barrier because there is a baby in my home and it is crying. And those in the audience who would like to participate, Hydrate 2.0 could apply to you as well. Make sure to stay hydrated. Hydration is very important. Your liver will thank you.
Absolutely. Go get your...
Well, it'll only
Go get
thank
drink.
you if you drink
For the
water.
record, as you all may have seen, I have water for hydration,
Oh no.
and I have Monster for not hydration.
Energy.
I'm so glad it's not in a spray bottle anymore.
It's not in a spray bottle, but if anyone in the
gonna go get
audience
my
would
water.
like it to be,
No.
it could be in a spray bottle.
No.
For the
no.
low price of $5.
Yeah, okay. No, up into 10. We can have standards. Yeah, we can have standards.
Really stupid, I just
$10.
did.
There. What did you just do?
So I went to the kitchen and I refilled this glass of water and I put it behind my laptop where I couldn't see it from where I'm sitting. And then I sat down and grabbed the empty glass of water that was also on the table. And instead of thinking, oh, this supposed to be a second glass, I said, I hallucinated filling up that glass of water. I just grabbed the empty glass and then walked back here, which I did not do. I do have a glass of water here. I am just stupid.
You are not
Very
Floyd.
good job. You're not stupid.
You're not stupid. Also, I'm going to do something very, very briefly.
Okay, well, while you do that, I feel like I can go ahead and get this show on the road in terms of introductions and the... Oh, right! So our lovely Asa and Floyd are currently in the same location. So even though I have separated them, for the purpose of making OBS work, Pog. Oh no, things are happening. Anyway, on that note, this party is falling apart. Ewan isn't here. Ace is gone. Floyd's just broken something. What is happening
I am here.
Okay, Ewan's back. Okay.
I was hydrating.
We sure know how to
now
do things.
All is right with the world, it seems. And I think now that all is right with the world, it's ready. It's about time to get going. Do we think?
I agree.
I'm ready to Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's
oh my god, another me, my name.
Another
you guys
name.
are giving me so much free shit today.
Aww.
Alright. But, on that note, are we ready to Dungeons and Dragons, perhaps?
I am.
Let us dungeon some dragons. So, last we left off, we were still in the town of Moongate. My goodness,
We're trying to leave.
I thought we would leave like 6 sessions ago. We have been here for a very long time.
We're waiting on the wizard dads.
Yes, I know. But, regardless, last session, you got a good amount of downtime as you decided to ally with the wizard dads, Giles and Aber Lockwood. Instead of paying to be, Ewan is consumed by the void.
I'm cleaning my camera.
Fair enough. Instead of paying to teleport out of the country or simply crossing over the border by foot, you made allies with Giles and Aber Lockwood after completing a quest for them, and Aber has been trying to locate a friend in Morinheim that would allow you to skip a lot of the footwork and teleport directly into Othis near the Rutsin Prairie, where you would like to drop off Zianma and Lazari. However, you haven't gotten there yet. You had a little bit of downtime while you're waiting for Aber to locate whatever contact he may be able to find. And in the meantime, you had some time to explore. You had some time to sleep. And not everyone got as restful sleep as others. Judice, in particular, got some very interesting details about a dream, a memory, a mix of both. Even looking back, you're unsure of how much of it was real and how much of it was stuff your dream-addled mind made up. And then the group continued exploring, poked around with the business of the curators, and tried to see what would happen there. And poked around with the business of Dark, trying to discover what it is about Dark that doesn't quite add up. But you didn't find much information on either. And instead left a threat for your curator, and then kept moving.
It was very vaguely worded.
Still a threat.
Yeah.
And we pick up after that.
Oh.
Thank you for the bits.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for the bits.
And we pick up...
Are the bits for what you wanted it to be for? That is
not enough money for that. With all due respect, Caroline? No. I know Caroline, I can say that. But regardless, that's where we pick up. With Ivory and the rest of the group returning to regroup at the tavern after everyone seemed to independently fail their mission. Armani, the most uncomfortable after spending the time under tarps near the trash, and Io possibly the least. Yes, Floyd?
I'm just... Yep, that's me.
Judice was having a nice time walking his dog for 4 hours.
Yes, Judice walked his dog the entire day. But now the day is done, and you're returning to the tavern to regroup after the events of your downtime. So it is evening. It's gonna be about 6 p.m. How are we picking up? What would you like to do? I love that the monster thing is becoming an all-out war in chat.
Someone just threatened to have me use wild magic if there's a What?
This is so much. I'm just sitting here. But yeah, no, so the last thing that I believe that Io did was get caught in a trash can. So I think probably Io is going to take a shower. I don't know how long it's been since Io took a shower. Probably like a reasonable amount of time, because we don't have to clarify that.
You don't have to clarify that. I assume that everyone is eating on a regular schedule, bathing on a regular schedule, taking shits, all that kind of stuff. We don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
You don't want us to narrate our bathroom trips?
No, not really. No, not particularly.
But you get to hear word pictures about like.
Do you remember what happened at the end of last session when y'all started talking about piss? Like, did we really?
I was gonna say Judice showering, but sure, okay.
Look, showering and stuff we can do if necessary. I have to draw the line.
Shower scene.
Nah, we're.
No, that's fair. Textural depictions of our characters' bowel movements will have to go.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Did we have anything else we wanted to do specifically in free time, or are we just going to wait until the wizard dad
Were we meeting Giles and Ever? Did we already do that?
We already did that.
You guys already went to them.
Okay, sweet. Then I don't think I have anything else that I wanted to do then.
Thank you for
so I'm probably gonna go. Thank you for the bits. Gonna go back to our shared bedroom and probably just spend some time writing and drawing in my journal. At some point, I would like to return the last book that Giles. Was it Giles who lent me the book?
Aber lent you the book.
Aber. At some point, I'd like to give that book back because I assume that he
You
wants
can
it.
do that the next time you visit when you go to teleport if you like, or...
Perfect. I will do that then. I just want to make sure that I'm not stealing his book, as much as I love it.
I would like to talk to Io if no one else has anything.
Take it away.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sexy. So I assume that we're showered and clean and I'm no longer covered in trash junk because Armani wouldn't be caught dead.
You making a desperate bid for the first shower.
Oh yeah, I got my fucking like loofah and I'm just like, you know. Anyway, I knock on the shared bedroom door and wait for someone to answer. Of Io and Judice's room,
I think Judice has been going on a lot. He realized that, like, in taking Fida for that walk, he realized that taking Fida for a walk is actually a really great way to just move while thinking. And he's been doing a lot of thinking, so he's going to be doing a lot of moving. So Judice has been walking Fida a lot, just around town.
And she never gets tired, so it's a great way to pass your time. She never gets tired.
It's great. It's good cardio for Judice.
Sorry, new computer. I'm very confused by it. God, I hate you guys. Affectionately, I hate you guys.
What the fuck? I'm focusing on the good Io and Armani interactions. What the fuck? Whatever is going on in chat, I have a moral obligation to ignore it.
You, Armani, you hear footsteps coming towards you. And the door swings open.
Hi, Io, are you busy?
Do you like take a step into the room? It doesn't open very far, it just swings open like a little bit.
Cool. So the other day when you hung out with Dark, do you want to do that again? Soon?
Or yeah, I can do that. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like force like you guys together. I just think, like it'd be nice.
No. I understand. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And as you talk out from behind the like very vaguely opened door, the blossom sort of just crawls onto your foot. And you see the door open, and Io has been sitting on the bed this entire time, and the footsteps were thaumaturgy.
Oh my god.
Utterly unnecessary flavor text.
So unnecessary, but so Io. I see you, chat.
Yeah, no, it's it was a lot of fun. We could, I don't know, do each other's makeup or something. I have some time to kill.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you like had fun and that like you enjoyed like I'm sure you did. I just
No, of course I
the
did.
offer is there. And it's
I'm gonna
And-
I'm gonna roll a sweet and spicy little insight to make sure that I'm picking up what you're putting down, which is I need you to go distract my.
You don't need to make an insight check for that. I feel like there is
like a mind to mind communication going on.
The one who is going to make an insight check is Dark, but go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not being subtle, really.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. I love you though.
Do you want me to roll against that insight check, Mhairi?
Yes, please. Actually, that would be
what do you want me to roll?
deception. So that's a charisma check, unfortunately.
I do walk up to you and just sort of pat you on the shoulder a little bit, and I do cast Bless on you because I don't want Dark to know.
Dark didn't roll very well.
How many more points is this Bless give me?
A D4.
Okay. $13 total.
Beat him by 1.
Oh my god.
The Auxilium family is comprised entirely of idiots, and Io just sort of like. I know that Io can't tell what's going on, but I feel like Io is just kind of like in agonizing pain this whole time. I just sort of go, do you want me to like? I mean, do you think I'd bother him if I talk to him now?
No, I don't. I mean, Dark is. I assume he's listening. He always says, like, if he can tell you.
You just
himself,
kind
but
of
I'm sure
hear at a slight distance behind your left shoulder. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, he's definitely he's behind. He's there.
So I don't. I mean, I could do your makeup. I don't have a base like on me.
Dark kind of phases into existence. Are we doing this now? We just hanging out? I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but
I think is it cool? I didn't want to like bother you.
Yeah, no, I mean, as long as Monty's gonna be okay,
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I offered. I know that you've been kind of isolated, and I wanted to make sure that Io knew that, like,
yeah,
they could always invite you.
I appreciate that.
I'm not the most social creature.
I mean, neither am I. But here we are. Hey, yeah, no, 100%. That's cool. You don't need to like put base on or anything. It's mostly smooth, I think. I don't spend much time looking in mirrors. But
that's fair.
I don't know.
I meant base like the instrument because I haven't played.
Oh, you mean like the instrument? I thought you meant like makeup. Yeah, fuck yeah. No, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no. Do you want to like go try and see if there's a place in the city? I mean, probably with a big.
Do you think there's a fucking instrument like fucking guitar store?
I mean, probably. There's like bards here.
It's pretty
they need,
late.
Like somewhere to buy stuff.
Do you think it'll be open? I mean, we can go fucking find out.
Bards are crazy. We can figure it out.
Yeah, we can find out. Do you want to go like now or?
I mean, it's gonna close soon, so we should probably like.
Fuck yeah, probably.
Oh, okay,
is that okay?
I totally forgot it was at night. Is the library even still fucking open?
In Moongate,
that was my whole ruse.
Almost definitely.
This library doesn't close.
Cool.
Because
I like. You said that, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot it was night.
No, in Moongate, okay, almost definitely.
Cool.
A Moongate, the library that never sleeps. But yeah, no, so what do I need to roll to figure out where an instrument store is?
That's going to be an investigation check, and you can roll at advantage because Dark is helping.
Okay. That is... Yes. Cool, so the first roll was better anyway. Investigation is int, so that is a 16.
16, okay, I'll keep that in mind. And it will directly interact with the amount of time that Armani needs. So, Armani, what's your plan here?
My plan is to, first of all, knock on my share door with Ivory
Okay.
and say, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be heading out for a while. I'll be back probably sometime later tonight. I'm just going to head up to the library for some research.
Or do you need any company?
Doesn't matter to me. You can come if you want. And I mean that genuinely, like, Ivory can come if they
Yeah,
want.
I think
Yeah.
they will. They'll
Okay,
just
cool.
tag along.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I think once we get out of the building, then I say, Dark isn't here right now, and I wanted to see what I could find on Fallen Angels.
Okay, do you want some help?
Yes, please. I was
Sure,
trying to be
let's-
subtle about it.
Yeah,
because
let's be quick.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that what I want to do is take the books we need from the library, but then take them to Giles and Aber, because if Dark comes back and sees us with the books, we can say that they are his books, that they're their books, if that makes sense. So it won't look so, like,
Okay.
obvious that we're, like, researching that.
Sure. Do we want to go to their place after this?
I think so.
Okay. Let's go. And they grab their shit and start speed walking.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're
Or I
headed-
mean we're already outside, but we're going.
Okay, so you're headed to the Temperance Towers to go start looking for shit. Okay. So, you make your way across town. Again, the streets are less busy, and the library is less busy too, but it is certainly not empty. It's still evening, it's still dinner time. You get the vibe that there's actually kind of like a section of the library where you're allowed to eat in, and people kind of have their dinners as they research. And obviously there's like some really strict rules in place there, and the rest is not available for people that are actively eating, but there's kind of a split. People coming in being like, you see like two people that seem to be researching together being like, can you run down to, yep, ham sandwich please, thank you, and you need the piece from Brick, yep, cool. And the two of them going back and forth and trading, and it's not as active it's not as active like I don't want to say splash zone, but you know how before when it's very busy in the day, there's so many like books moving around at all points and mage hands and all that kind of stuff. There's a little bit less. A
little calmer.
little calmer. Are you just going to just kind of sprint off into a certain section, or are you going to ask around?
How
I
well
think
would you say that I've gotten my bearing here? Because I've been in
Yeah,
here
that's
a
another
fair
question.
bit.
I'd say you
Is there-
kind of have your bearing, but to be fair,
I know it's really big. Like, really big.
yeah, and this isn't something you've super studied before.
Well, I mean, if you have a floor for it, and I've been around that floor, I do have a photographic memory. It's your call.
It's not labeled like a grocery store. Like, it doesn't have a...
No. I mean, like, if it's, like, next to a section I was in before,
It
but...
should be.
Yeah, it should be. Have little tiles, it's like, Fallen Angels, Azor, and history.
It's not organized like that. It's like, this is like section A, subsection 2, subsection G.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? So you don't really have any reason to know exactly where it might be, but you can either, like, try and find a fucking card catalog, or you can ask around, or you can, like, go to a receptionist.
I think I'd rather go to a receptionist and ask directly, because Armani doesn't know how much time they have.
And I will try to, while they're doing that, I am gonna do a card catalog and see if there's anything that I can find. Split up.
Cool. Sexy.
Okay, so you're both gonna... Hold on. clear that up for me? You're both going to talk to the receptionist and then split up?
I'm going to receptionist, and then Ivory is looking at the catalog to see if he can find anything on them
Same
by
time.
themselves. So at the same time.
Cool.
And then
Armani
we're
needs.
being
Ivory needs to make an investigation check. So while you do that, Armani, you walk up to the counter. You can see a person of elvish descent, but very lightly so, almost human. But you can kind of tell that there's just a little bit of a difference. Maybe the face shape is a little bit sharper. Maybe the ears are a little bit longer. You can't quite tell, but they're not quite human. A little bit to the left. They've got long, kind of reddish hair, reddish brown, in 2 braids, and they kind of look up and they go, "Oh, how can I help you?"
Mhairi said, y'all mind if I make every NPC in this game so kissable and cool, and then didn't wait for an answer? Anyway, Armani says, hi, yeah, sorry, I don't know the library that well. I was wondering if you had any books on the subject of angel guardians, specifically what happens to them when they fall. If that seems very specific, and I'm sorry if that's...
That is quite specific. Are you
Yes.
looking for the hierarchy of angels in particular, or just angelic beings, or are you looking for ASMR specific details on angelic guardians? They're going to be in similar areas, because that's all going to be in our studies of the celestial hierarchy versus the fiendish hierarchies, but I can kind of point you towards a more specific area based off of what you're looking for. I'm not sure if we have any case studies or anything like that.
That would be cool if you did. I think ASMR specific would be best.
Okay.
Would be more what I'm looking for.
If you're looking for ASMR history, then that's probably going to be, and they kind of take a moment and then check notes. That's going to be 2nd floor. When you go up to the 2nd floor, you're going to take a right, and you're going to go to subsection H. I believe it's in the overall section 2. And from H to big section, H to R is going to be a good chunk of ASMR angelic guardians, and then that bleeds into angelic hierarchies.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anything else I can help you with?
No, I do not think so. I like your hair though. Bye.
Thank you.
And they turn around and go find Ivory.
Okay. Ivory, what was on your investigation check?
17.
17. Okay. So you get approximately the same information. Oh my god, they have so much information on angelic hierarchy and fiendish hierarchy. Because in the world of Aldrithe, a lot of people have put a lot of thought into trying to understand what is left of the planes. So you don't necessarily start at Aasimar, you start at Outer Planes, and Celestials, and then kind of start narrowing from there, and you find this entire fucking section that's dedicated to Outer Planes. You kind of start trying, try to narrow it down to, certain Outer Planes, but that gets too specific, and you eventually kind of get pointed towards vaguely the same area that Armani is.
Okay. I assume that takes us about the same amount of time, and then we're just
Yeah.
look at each other, we're like,
Turn
"That way."
around, accidentally almost bump into each other. But yeah. So you guys both head that direction?
Mm-hmm.
Give me an idea of what specific kinds of books you all are looking for, and if you guys are going to be helping each other or splitting up.
I think it'd be best to split up personally, to
Agreed.
maybe have one of us look at more angel hierarchy, and maybe another look at Aasimar specific stuff, because I think those both play into this.
And
I
angelic
think I'll-
hierarchy is where you're going to find details like what it means to fall and
Yeah.
things like that. Aasimar specific is where you're going to find stuff like case studies and things like that, if you can try and look for those.
Okay.
Which
Okay, yeah,
one do
then
you want to take?
it does not matter to me. Hold on, I'm gonna roll. I didn't decide which was which before I rolled. I just rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Does Ivory have a specific
Yeah, I will take Asimar like case studies and stuff.
Okay.
Asimar's case studies.
I'll do hierarchies.
Each of you, please give me an investigation check.
I believe that is a dirty 20. Yes. 15 plus
Dirty
5.
20. Okay, cool. I will start with you then while Floyd rolls.
course.
You start looking into angelic hierarchies, and I'm trying to find something in my notes briefly. Yeah, okay, there we go. There are a few known types of celestials. Angels and angelic guardians are not the only type of celestial by any means. And in fact, a very specific subset. They're also called Asimon. And you run into this while you are looking for the word, like, you're going like Asimar, in like in the thing, and you run across Asimon, and you're like, what? And each of these types, you're gonna find angels, you're gonna find archons, and there's a couple other ones. And then there's minor ones, like unicorns and stuff like that, Pegasi, different minor celestial creatures. And then at the very top of the hierarchy, there's like celestial paragons, which is the equivalent of an archfiend for celestials. But you focus on the category that you know Dark fits in. Angels. Angelic. Or at least used to fit in. And you start looking at the way the hierarchies work. Because you got a dirty 20, I can go into a good amount of detail with this, but I'm going to try and limit myself here. Because I have done so much research on this shit, for Dark. So, the thing is that the hierarchy of Celestials and the hierarchy of Fiends, basically works the exact same way in opposite directions. If you understand one system, you'll very quickly be able to understand the other. And both of them have a concept of promotion and demotion. But both of them have different perceptions of what is good and what is not in promotion and demotion. But you're focused on angels. It is very hard to be demoted once you have reached level of angel. You can either get promoted from different smaller types of spirits to angel through a variety of ways. If you were a faithful and strong warrior in a holy army, then you could be promoted, which they call ascendants. And it's an entire transformational thing. You get new physical form, new powers, new status. And there's levels. There's levels within levels. Angels are a little bit funky, though, because a lot of celestials kind of already exist. Angels can be created by need, either by deities or from certain mortals. Certain souls that are strong enough to kind of use their need and want to create something. Like how I talk about the gods kind of have Tinkerbell rules.
When you say created by mortals, do you mean a mortal somehow crafts them, or it is a mortal soul that is then transformed?
Either it's a mortal soul that's transformed, or a mortal has such a need for a particular niche to be filled that an angel appears. Angels retain all of their memories when they ascend. However, you can, technically, go the opposite direction. Ascension is not what we're looking for. It's important. I can go into a lot of detail on that if you want to ever research into it. But you're not looking for ascension. You don't really care about getting promoted. What you care is about being demoted. And there's a lot of back and forth on the idea of angels being fallen. Because it is incredibly difficult to do. Angels, celestial spirits, we here at Aldrithe don't do a lot of inherent alignment, but celestials have a bit of that. But despite the fact that they tend to epitomize good or law or whatever, they are not infallible. Sometimes they thought they are. Sometimes they think they are, but that doesn't mean they are. And in fact, some are even more fallible than others. You actually see a throwaway sentence in one of the books that talks about how celestials from planes of law are actually really easy to corrupt because they have such a sense of like honor that they can be very easily cheated and manipulated, and this is something that has been taken advantage of in the battles between celestials and fiends before. But celestials have to fuck up really bad to fall, because it's not the first step you take. You go through all of this, and you kind of go into it expecting, like, okay, an angel fucks up, they need to be punished, they immediately fall. No. There are so many steps that you hit before you fall. You can be demoted to a different type of spirit, just like an angel, just like someone could turn, from a, like, oh god, what's it called? You could turn from just a lower spirit to be turned into an angel. They could turn you from an angel into a lower spirit. Sometimes at a sacrifice of some memory, sometimes not. If that doesn't work, alternatively, they can be exiled. They retain their powers, they retain their identities, they retain their forms, but they are kicked out of the upper planes. Sometimes they'll go to the material plane, the anchor plane, to live. Sometimes they wander. Some of them will then go willingly and become a fiend after their exile. But there are many steps before someone falls. If they fall, they fuck up. They fucked up. There's a lot of different ways of what the process of punishment is. There's a lot of different debate over what the process is, and the logistics of it don't really matter, but it is possible any angel who's committed an egregious deed, something incredibly evil, would be noticed by those higher in the hierarchy, usually given a chance to repent, ask for forgiveness, ask for mercy, but if they continue down the evil path, then they would be banished. There is a kind of a trial process, but it doesn't always necessarily work, and they can be banished to the lower planes. It is questionable, the specifics of it. Again, you don't typically get to talk about this kind of thing. Even in the anchor plane, where a lot of people, where there's a lot of crossover, a lot of this is from tales from supposed outcasts, supposed exiled people that have come to hide in the anchor planes. You're not sure how much of this is true. But from this understanding, after that point, after the idea that they could happen, it starts to get fuzzy. They're usually stripped of all their powers, cast into the lower planes. Their names can never be spoken in the upper planes again. Never to be acknowledged. And they're left for whatever the fiendish, if their soul makes it to the nine hells or the abyss or wherever they would go, it's then up to the fiends that live there to decide the soul's fate. Usually they would then, it's suspected that they would then start at the bottom of the hierarchy, with some absolutely terrible demonic or devilish jobs, and usually it would be it would involve the same system of promotion that would happen if a mortal soul made it to the nine hells, for example, which is rumored to be a kind of a process of transformation via torture, but that's just kind of speculation. Though some sources say that they don't end up at the bottom of the totem pole. Some of them say they actually get automatically promoted. There's a rumor that fallen angels will kind of automatically land in the Aaron Yes category.
Is that
What?
Aaron, yes?
Aranye, Aaron, yes. You can go back and forth. Or Aranese, I think, is another one as well. I pronounce it
I
as
don't know how
Aaron,
to
yes.
spell that.
Megara.
Erin Erynyes, the Furies.
Wonderful. Okay, cool.
But after that point, you don't find much detail on that because you're not in the section for that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a long process and definitely insinuates that whenever you go down the angelic hierarchy, there's a loss of sense of self. Regardless of where you go, regardless of how far you go, whether it's a small demotion or all the way to fall, you lose something. You lose your form, you lose your soul, you lose your memory. Something. Typically it would be form and soul burned up in the fall, but you never really know. Again, none of this can be truly confirmed. But with the Dirty
Cool.
20, that's a lot of information, but that's still all the
It
information
is.
you get.
Just so I'm making sure I understand this correctly, some of how Celestials can fall is due to their own moral compass believing that they have done something wrong, yes? You mentioned with the law, they're easier to corrupt because they have more strict...
It's rumored that because, you know how Judice is kind of easier to manipulate in a lot of different situations because you predict his moral compass and figure out where he's gonna go. That was just talking about how, like, when you have an entire being that's based around law, it's often easier to figure out how to fuck with them.
Listen.
Okay.
He's not easy to manipulate.
He is
very...
incredibly easy to manipulate.
And for clarification, the ascension thing, that is a mortal becoming a celestial being, or...
Rumored.
Okay. Rumored. All right. Fantasy rumored.
I have written so many notes for the first time in so long. Thank you. Wonderful.
Okay. I'm writing down a note real quick. I'll get to that. Armani, looking into Aasimar specifically, what did Armani get?
I got a 19, baby.
19. Okay,
We're rolling hot.
What are we looking for specifically?
That is a really good question, Mhairi.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
I didn't think... I thought that I would roll a 3 and then we'd just be done.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens when Armani goes into a library.
Mm-hmm.
I think looking into, like, how the connection between Aasimar and Angel, like, works, like, how that process happens, and if there's anything about, like, fallen angel guardians at all.
So the process of getting an angelic guardian?
I guess the process of becoming one, if that makes sense, or getting one.
Becoming is a little bit different. That depends on perspective.
Your face changed, so I'm gonna go towards becoming, because that feels more interesting.
The answer is most of what people know about guardian angels comes from their own experience. It's actually kind of a strange phenomenon, especially in the days before the unspoken pantheon were at large. Because up until that point, there was one pantheon, and the pantheon was very hands-off. So the idea that there were these celestial beings created by the gods that were directly interfering in the lives of mortals, whether they are touched by the divine or not, was a little bit strange, to say the least. And their existence, the reason behind them, is highly debated. It comes from just hundreds of testimonies of people talking to their angelic guardians and asking them, well, what was the process like for you? And it seems like the process is a little bit different depending on where they came from, specifically. Like, what they are typically aligned with. So your angelic guardian doesn't necessarily have to be lawful good. They're typically good, but they're not typically lawful. They're not necessarily typically lawful. And they can go...
You mean to tell me that my angel guardian isn't lawful good? What a fucking shocker.
They're not necessarily lawful. Oh, that is a note. No, I won't say that, actually. Never mind. But...
No, don't be shy.
Don't worry about it.
So...
I rolled a 19, and Silvi rolled a 20.
No,
Hand
it's
it over.
fine. It's fine. I think the gist of what you get is that there's... While the details differ, there's kind of two different ways that you can end up as an angelic guardian. Either you are an existing angelic being, sometimes not necessarily a full angel, can sometimes be kind of like a step lower or whatever. They're not super strict on their qualification for type of celestial. It's kind of a need-based thing. You can be recruited by a superior, essentially, that goes, here, you now have a charge. This is how you're best going to serve your nature. This is your job now. If you complete it, then you might get promoted. Or if you complete it enough, you might get promoted. There's talks of Aasimar talking about how they kind of had a moment because they realized that they weren't the first person that their angelic guardian had ever taken care of, and they likely wouldn't be the last. It often goes through cycles. And it can be a lot for the Celestial involved and the Aasimar involved. Because it's a very close bond. It's one of the closest ways you could get to the idea of soulmates. Especially when you look at the other side of this, where it is speculated that certain angelic guardians come into existence because of the need of an angelic guardian. If there isn't someone that is already there, sometimes they just pull in the smallest of celestial spirits, stealing a star out of the sky, and it becomes a new being. Which ties into the concept of this soulmate thing in general. There's a sense of an intense bond between an angelic guardian and their Aasimar, their ward, is how they are typically referred to. Ward or charge, in these things that you're reading. And
by influence.
So you can kind of see two ways of becoming one. Usually they have to do something that earns them notice. Something that says that they have the capability to take on a responsibility like this. They don't usually get picked at random. So there's becoming.
Sorry, my note taking is very slow because I'm typing like this with my nails.
Oh boy.
So
I've got most of it, don't worry, bud.
I did get most of it. It's still very like sweat and bolts there for a second. Jesus. That does make me feel a lot of emotions. A lot of things.
I wonder what Armani did to need a guardian so much.
I mean, I don't think
Have
it's
sucky parents.
It's not like that.
Well,
it's not like I don't think it's like every mortal needs a guardian angel. It's just that like, well, is there information about like why certain people are granted that? Can I like see what that is?
It's an Aasimar thing. The reason that it is specific to Aasimar and sometimes typically Protector Aasimar is a little debated, but mainly it's not necessarily that this is something that's decided as the soul is born, or as the soul is created and then put in, and that kind of thing, because Aasimar, the nature of an Aasimar is that is a human or just otherwise mortal soul that has then come into contact with the divine in such a way that it has become irrevocably changed. it is rumored, at least several several angelic guardians have said that these angelic guardians are then given out to try and protect that divinity on mortal planes. That needs to be protected in these wars and battles between celestials and fiends. If celestial souls can fall even when they are in the hearts of mortals, then don't they need to be protected? It's not that these souls necessarily have a very specific need. It's not, you don't typically get an angelic guardian halfway through your life. You're typically just kind of, you spawn in with them. They come as a bonus. So it's less of a, this mortal is age whatever and has a very specific need, so now they have a guardian. Though that is theoretically possible. But it's more of a, the powers that be believe that these divine souls need to be protected.
My shitty little grandma typing. Interesting.
Yes, interesting that you would say that, Spearwaddle D, because it is a sociological issue.
What did Spearwaddle D say? Sorry.
That takes a lot of pressure off the parents to actually parent the kids. It is a sociological issue.
Yeah, no, that seems like a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I would suggest that any time someone in the party blames their moral compass for something.
God.
Also,
oh god,
what's the verdict on this?
That happens because Caroline donated $10. So
oh, sexy.
We will accept this for how it is.
Fuck. So it's kind of just decided by, I guess, a higher power whether a certain Asmar needs protecting or not. Is basically what the thing is.
Yes.
It's based less on your actions and more of just like,
no, this is,
you look vulnerable.
Yeah, no, it's basic. It's before the soul is even like deposited in the body. Like, you haven't had the chance to make choices yet. Hello?
It's Agab, assigned guardian at birth.
Yes.
Sorry, I said this looks vulnerable, and then the next thought was, this soul looks submissive and
No! I knew I was gonna have to warn you not to say that shit on stream! I knew it, and I forgot to! Do not say that shit on stream!
Thanks!
I wish I had a spray bottle. Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, Asa, go squirt them with Monster.
Oh god. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Watch out.
Oh god. Oh shit, oh fuck.
You're gonna be covered in sugar drink.
I don't really want this anymore, but I think it's gonna happen anyway. Oh god. Oh lord, here he comes! Oh lord, here he comes. No!
Here comes the boy!
Oh god, oh no, that's gotta be such a bad sensory experience. I am so sorry. I should have suggested this. Oh no. Oh no.
You okay, Floyd?
Floyd, I'm so sorry.
What?
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Now keep that shit out of my chat. Keep that shit out of my chat. Keep that shit out of my chat. No! God! Why are we... Oh, Jesus. Anyway, if you're doing all this bingo, you should make the free space.
Hey, gang, remember how I said my dad and aunt might be in the audience today?
Yeah, this is a session for that to happen in.
Oh, let me check if he's here. We're safe.
Yes, hello to hello to everybody who's here tonight. I will say, while we're in this interim of bullying Floyd, thank you all for being here. But yes. So, that is what you discover, Armani. I will say, with all of this reading that you guys are doing, it's probably going to take you like a solid hour and a half. I will let you continue researching, but it takes up more time.
This is Floyd's call. How long does Armani think it'll take? You didn't tell them where Dark is, how long it might take.
No, I did not. I was trying to be very subtle and not like, here, go take care of Dark for 45 minutes while I go run to not the library. I was trying not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I say that we just grab some random fucking books and we run to...
Question for Asa.
Huh?
Real quick. Real quick question for Asa.
Okay.
Would Io have the hindsight to give us some warning if things are wrapping up?
Yes.
Cool.
I had the intention of messaging Armani. I wouldn't know that Ivory was there, but I had the intention of messaging Armani when we're on our way back.
I suppose then I should ask, how long are you going to stay out with Dark, completely independently of them? How long are you going to stay out with Dark? Remembering that, like... Asa? Hi.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a personal thing.
Yeah, no problem.
Stuff's all good. Probably, I had the intention of staying out with Dark for probably a couple hours. Fucking around at a music store. Maybe watching a bard because it's nighttime.
Yeah, you can definitely find a performance.
And then effectively just hanging out with Dark at the inn, doing like makeup together until Armani gets back.
So you are going to wait for as long as it takes to get Armani back?
Pretty much. I'm not going to stay out for as long as it takes, but I will keep Dark occupied.
Okay.
That was the plan.
After about 2 hours, Dark starts getting fidgety.
Yeah,
you guys
that makes
go.
sense.
Do you want to purchase a bass guitar? Because you do eventually find an instrument
I would love to ask how much they cost.
I don't know how much a real bass guitar costs. Hold on.
A few $100s, I believe.
$100. Yeah.
I don't think it's as much as a cell phone. I think it
is less. I got my guitar for mine is an electric though. Sorry, mine is an acoustic. So let me just look up how much a bass guitar costs.
Because keeping in mind that you want to
600
immediately
for
up the
average
cost because
size,
these
average
are
quality.
magic items. Guitars like these that are considered electric and stuff like that, those are magic items.
I'm seeing around like 200 as a sort of like general middle of the road price for like a kind of shitty one.
People are arguing.
For a shitty one?
For shitty one. That's yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Like
say lowest for a really shitty one is gonna be like 600 gold, and then it kind of spikes.
Cool. I don't have that much money.
Yeah.
So I'm just like looking. You know when you go to a store and you try on, like you like look at a really cool dress, you're like, I kind of want to try this on. How much is it? And then you see that it's like $300, and you're like, oh,
you place
okay.
it down so carefully.
You place it down with all of the care and love in the world. And you're like, I'm not going to actually buy this. But you kind of just like try it on in the fitting room anyway to like give yourself a taste of joy. I do that for a good while.
Yeah, and Dark is also having a great time. Dark doesn't actually know how to play many instruments, so you have to like kind of show him the ropes on some stuff.
I would love to like show him the fingerings for things.
But he also takes to it really quickly.
I fucking bet.
Yeah.
Also, when I notice him getting like nervous, I just sort of say, "Hey, it's Monty, isn't it?"
Yeah, I mean, I don't like being away from them, and I'm getting tired, and it's...
Get that. Do you want me to send him a message and just check in, make sure they're okay?
I don't want it to seem like I'm hovering over their shoulder. I mean, I guess
Okay,
I
well, you
am
won't be hovering.
a lot.
I'm the one who sends the message. You can give them some space and let me send the message.
Sure.
And then, you know,
I don't want them to
like
feel like
sort
I
of like
don't
a
trust
transitional thing. Oh, they do. They know you trust them. They trust you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I
And
know
part
that...
of that trust is allowing each other space. And I know that's like the whole like point is that you're supposed to be
there,
like with each other all the time. Like that's your job, isn't it?
Yeah, and I fucked that up before, and I don't intend on doing it again. Anyway, you
If
can
you
message
don't,
them.
if you don't, and I shoot Armani a message just saying, "Hey, been a couple hours. Dark's fidgety. Checking like this, so he doesn't go to you. What's up?"
This comes in basically as you guys are finishing your first round of research and like kind of like collaborating and sharing what you found. You get this message.
Every few minutes, you see, like, through the window, Judice walking past
He's
with
just
Ina.
going in
Speed-
circles.
We take
He's
I
walking
take a
laps.
2-second break to look out the window for the nice view on the second story here. And I look down, what do I see?
Is that Judice?
see
down there?
Judice?
Yeah,
Is that
he's
Judice?
Yeah.
Judice walking Fida. You see him like clockwork every 15 minutes exactly.
We never lose Mhairi. Where'd they go?
Spending a lot of time as Dark, so I want my fidget
You're good.
Yeah.
for in-character time. Anyway, go on.
I think I get that message, and I think that we found a lot of stuff today, but I think it's late, and I think that I don't want Dark to I think we've all done a lot today, so I think I send back a message. Okay, I'm good. On my way back. Thank you. And then
We
I
start
said
packing up our shit.
And I said to Ivory, let's get the fuck out of here, basically.
I will take all of the book. Can we check out the books?
You can check out the books. You are about to leave town.
No, we're gonna
That's
give them to
true.
someone else. Are we leaving tomorrow, though?
Are
I
you?
think we're leaving whenever Drells and Ever get us to leave.
Yeah.
So
I
that
think
is-
that they
they
said
said
that they can do tomorrow.
Somewhere in the next
so
2 to 3 days.
I think so I don't think we should check
That
them
was
out. I think we
yesterday.
can leave them here. They're
Okay.
not going anywhere.
we just shove them back in the places and.
I see they're not going
GTFO.
anywhere, and then Vari's like, my Library of Alexandria plot. Anyway, I think we can leave the books there and head back.
On the way back, do we want to grab some food and then it just looks like we've just been chilling?
Yeah, I think so.
Are there street carts?
Yeah, there's like street
little,
vendors and
food
stuff. You can get
stands?
food for like 6 fucking copper from a street vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Mystery
Fuck
meat,
yeah.
baby.
I don't think
I go
don't
the
think-
vegetarian route this time around.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I do as well.
Yeah, you can get, you can get,
because
a
I
vegetable
don't want
kebab.
Harold to attack me
Dog.
when I get back and see me eating his brethren. I don't think that's a great idea. Also, if he's
Oh, yeah.
awake now, I don't think that's the best idea.
Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Harold would not care about you eating chickens
Chickens
because
eat
chickens
eggs
eat
all the
chickens.
time.
Yeah, chickens eat chickens.
There is a
Chickens
difference
are
between, I think,
omnivores.
eating a chicken egg and then eating a chicken, in my opinion.
Chickens
Like,
also eat meat, like bird meat. Chickens will
as
Eat
straight up eat
bugs.
chicken.
They're not vegetarians.
as a
Chickens are-
human. No, as a human, if I saw someone eating, say, a placenta, which some people do, I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's a little weird. No judgment. If I saw Hannibal fucking Lecter, chopping up some legs and chowing down,
But
I'd
here's
have a
the
bit of an
thing.
issue with that, I
Here's
think.
the thing. You are human. Harold is not. Harold
know,
does not
but we
have
just
our
tried
feeble
to awaken
preconceptions.
him.
yeah, that's fair. No. Okay, I'm on Armani's side here.
I could lay this out. I'm not going to.
And also, he's a rooster. Roosters are so violent, and I have scars to prove it, because I had 4 of them at one
I
point.
simply think that his gaining of sentience would not change his prior opinions and dispositions on the food chain.
Okay, so imagine that you have
goodness.
spent your whole life eating mystery meat, and then one day your Omeros says to you, "Hey, by the way, you've been eating tiefling meat this whole fucking time." How would you feel, Ewan? How would you feel, Judice?
Well, Harold knew it was chicken.
Does he?
Yeah.
I was thinking of the moral
I don't
compass
think
to
he does.
understand
don't
that
think he does.
cannibalizing can be wrong.
You're correct, Cass. That definitely needs to go on the board.
I don't think he does know.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
think
so
he knows.
sorry.
What happened?
Drinking game. Take a shot. Ewan says a random fact or explains a random thing. For Twitch
Another
things,
one
drink
is-
responsibly. We're
we
not
make-
advocating for that.
Another swear can be one of us references pop culture or something very obscure.
Yes. All right. So. Yeah.
Harold
So in
enjoys being-
conclusion, we're vegetarian because I don't want Harold to kill us.
Just for now.
Just for now, I'll get
You
like
could have gotten beef.
Do we need to be having this discussion?
don't-
It doesn't
Never mind,
change
never
it.
mind, never mind, never mind,
Food
never
we
mind.
eat.
I'm
Back.
gonna fist fight you in a fucking parking lot.
I love
Anyway.
this literal flavor text here, but I
Paint me a
yeah.
mouth picture.
Let's take a simple picture. How's our vegetarian kebabs?
I'll get some
your vegetarian kebabs are great. They're great.
Can we
Bari.
get? Can we get vegetarian? Not vegetarian. Hello, fantasy boba.
Sure.
Is there fantasy boba?
You
in
can
your game?
catch a fantasy
Right.
boba place right before it closes. Yes.
Ah,
I've been telling you all about my escapades in various fantasy cookbooks, so you should be able to paint a word picture of like some, fresh shredded root kebabs, or, I believe in you. You've heard enough of my info dumps about this secondhand.
Uh-huh. I don't want to be on the kebab subject anymore.
You're so
Tell
fair.
me about
valid.
how tender these parsnips are and how their seasoning almost makes it feel like
I don't
it
like
isn't.
parsnips, babe. I don't
You're painting this word picture for us, Ewan. You're
One
doing
sec, let
their
me
job.
whip out my
How
3
wonderful.
fantasy cookbooks.
I
It's
looked
I'm not actually
directly
going to.
into
They're
the
at my-
into
they're at my
the
other house.
camera with so much pain.
I'm so sorry. We can continue. Judice is still walking his dog.
All right, is there anything else that we would like to do tonight?
Can I roll for if I like the boba?
Sure.
Roll for boba.
I'm
Well,
also
for
gonna
me-
have
Because I
boba.
Silvi don't like boba. 10. I feel average.
Average.
Ambivalent.
I rolled a 3. Armani fucking hates boba.
Nice. No.
boba.
It's not
But,
that
like,
Armani
doesn't-
hates boba. It's that Armani tried to drink it and just choked on like 5 boba pearls at once.
Wait, you know that post where the guy was like, my friend came over for the first time. He takes a sip and then he opens his mouth and all
Oh,
the boba comes
groovy.
out and he
Groovy.
goes, "What the fuck?" Oh, groovy.
Yeah, we
guy.
hadn't been playing
What
music
the
for a
fuck and all the
while.
balls fall
Yeah,
out
so
of his mouth.
that's what happens to Armani, but Armani keeps
Oh,
drinking it because
that
they
is
don't want to
Spotify.
waste me. Oh
What?
no.
That's
We're
not
looking at
right.
Spotify.
That's not right. That's not
Press a
right.
different button.
That's not right. What?
Io is now fictional podcast
We're good, we're
Wolf
back.
359.
Nothing
What's
happened.
happening? All I did was switch my
We're
fucking.
back.
I don't know what's happening, y'all. I don't know what's happening anymore. Here's your Aldrithe drinking game technical difficulty.
Yep.
Fixed it. Hello.
Here's back.
Groovy's back.
Alright, beautiful. Well, now the thing is messed up again.
I will say my head is currently gone. Everyone else is fine. I'm just not here.
Oh fuck. There we go.
That's what you get for advocating for chicken cannibalism.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Anyway.
Your head gets cut in half.
Anyway, bringing it back in. So,
We go back. We're just chilling. Ivory now has 2 cups of boba that they will finish.
all right. Ivory can finish their 2 cups of boba. I assume that after Armani sends the message to Io that Io and Dark return to the tavern. Yes. Okay, cool. And then Dark, kind of fretting a little bit, does return to Armani with just like once everybody's back with, "You good? Everything good? Have a good time?"
Yeah, we just walked around and got kebabs and
Would you like some boba?
it's
What's boba?
And he just I don't really know. It's full of like pudding thing.
Pudding? That's solid.
It's like a
God.
firm.
I
I
wish-
don't know. I haven't had this before.
I wish Judice knew anything about food because Ewan know how to make boba.
No.
Judice doesn't know how to cook.
This is one of the
Judice
things
doesn't
Ivory's never
know
tried.
if bananas have pits.
Yeah.
So
So Dark takes a cautious sip. I'm gonna roll for it.
Roll for
Roll
boba
for boba.
appreciation.
He kind of takes it. He also rolled a 3.
Yeah, no, okay. You guys
No, it's good.
need to,
It's
like...
good. It's good. It's
You don't have to like it. You don't
good.
have to
No,
like
it's
it.
good.
It's okay.
You're
You know, you can spit it out. It's
no,
alright.
no, I'm committed.
okay.
I'm committed.
No, you okay.
It's good. I like it. I like cool
You don't have to.
food. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want me to finish it?
No, it's good. I like the water part.
The tea?
The tea. I like the tea part.
Here. And Ivory grabs, like, I assume there's, like, a cup you can, like, rinse your mouth out with, or whatever the fuck, in the room.
Judice.
You know, like, they have them in the bathroom. And gets a spoon and scoops out all the boba pearls and then passes back the tea.
You
Oh
didn't
god.
need to- Okay. And he takes it.
I would like to think that later Judice is just gonna find that glass full of boba. And he
Yeah.
is going to not know what it is, and he's just
I'm going to
chew
throw it in
like
the
a
trash,
snack.
is what I'm going to do.
No! That's a textural experience unlike any Judice has
Hey,
ever
I
interpreted.
was in the room while this is happening, and I want
Oh, you can have it. Yeah, I passed the
I
cup
want so
of pearls.
desperately. I'm gonna roll for boba.
But it's
With my
only for
D20.
boba, not for tea. Only boba.
Not tea, only boba.
Yeah, Vari, I
get
also
it.
saw that.
Don't worry.
We're good.
Don't ask questions.
We're good.
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
We're good.
Don't ask questions.
Alright. That's a 4. I fucking hates boba.
Damn.
No,
What is
we're
this
not.
anti-boba party?
Io's
Maybe this is just
player.
bad boba.
Hey,
Maybe
wait for
this is just
Judice.
bad
Wait for
boba.
Judice.
Maybe
Yeah,
this
we
is
will
just bad
try it
boba.
again.
We'll have to try it again. We'll have to give it another chance.
Yeah, we'll give it another
Seeing
shot.
everyone, like, hate it so very much, Ivory, I think Ivory actually will go to, when are you back?
What?
When are you back, Judice?
Oh, I mean, for the sake of time, I think Judice actually got here before y'all.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Because
they'll
we're in the
roll
library
up to
for
your
a
room.
while.
I've already had a little bit, but give me a moment to try this. And holds out there that has both tea and boba. It is, let's say, strawberry flavored, because that's what I normally get.
I've never had a strawberry. What is this?
It's a fruit flavored tea with some kind of something in it. It's supposed to be delicious. I am indifferent. It tastes fine
Do
to
you
me.
eat the pearls?
Be careful
I
when you
think so.
drink it because they did choke from eating it too fast. Just careful
Judice is
sip.
just gonna go whole hog on that thing.
Careful sip.
Okay, so what is...
Thank you, 15
do I
viewers,
add
for
anything
joining
to
us in Boba Try
Yeah,
time, where
the
we all
group-
try boba.
The group tries
Do
boba.
Do I add anything to my boba check?
Are you doing caution, or are you just whole...
Judice is going
Hamming
whole
it.
hog.
Okay, I'd say -1.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I add anything? Like
None.
No,
stat-wise?
it's just a straight roll.
Okay, 15.
15!
You like it more than
You
all of
like
us.
boba more than everybody.
Judice likes boba. Glad he has some taste.
And now he's tried strawberry flavor.
Floyd, what is this camera angle?
I'm looking at their legs. Very wonderful. I think that they're doing something above the camera. Floyd?
Floyd, can we
I
get...
think the two of them are having a conversation.
Okay, can we get a different camera angle?
Hi.
Okay, we're good.
Sorry, I was
Um,
talking
Judice-
to Asa, and I'm sorry for whatever you saw me
It's
do.
okay, just wanted to
good.
make
I think
sure.
I think you had like free feet, so
Yeah,
it-
that's mainly what I was preventing.
Everyone pay your feet tax.
Drop bits in the chat. No, not really. That's not what's happening here. Twitch, please.
Please don't.
no, you can
Don't,
drop it,
please.
Please
Come
don't.
on.
Please don't.
No.
Please don't. No, genuinely.
Well, you
That's
please
not.
do not.
Actually,
I
don't.
genuinely do
Send me money for feet pics.
No,
No.
genuinely
No.
do not.
That can
Genuinely
get us
do
banned.
not. Not on this platform. Genuinely do not. We are joking.
I think
That is a
Judice-
joke.
I think Judice at some point, while y'all are having conversation, because I assume whatever was happening in y'all's room. Judice got back from his walk a while ago, probably took his Twister call earlier this night, and then just like, if Ivory doesn't take back the drink, Judice will drink all of the tea.
You can have it.
Judice will drink all of the tea. Never had anything that sweet before. He's kind of blue screening. And then afterwards just gets a spoon out of his little traveling mess kit and just starts eating the boba.
Well, now we know that you really like boba, and we'll probably get you more at some
Fair
point.
enough. Twister also likes boba, so it works.
I think, is he still on the stone with Twister when this happens?
I don't know. He's like, hold on, babe, and then this whole conversation is happening. I don't know. Up to you.
It tastes pink.
Okay.
But I think he just eats it out of a bowl. He transfers it once he finishes the drink and just.
All right. Fair enough. So the group has a moment of self-discovery? I don't know. Either way, the group certainly talks about some stuff. And we are left to go to bed. Is there anything else that we want to do on our downtime day?
Here, fuck.
I think I'm alright.
I'm thinking, does Judice want to tell Twister that he had an awful fucking nightmare?
I don't know. Do you want to? Hold on, I'll mute my mic and practice my little Twister voice real quick. Ahem.
Here's the thing. Judice is not one to share, but also last night sucked.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to need to let in Twister about any of his issues at some point.
Hydrate.
And hydrate. I think he's going to need to let Twister in on, any of his issues at some point, because he hasn't let them in on anything. I think at this point he wants to hold on to something that he knows isn't a dream, even though it sometimes feels like it is. So I think that, could Judice have called Twister after his walk?
Sure.
It's almost like communication is the core tenets of long-distance relationships.
We know.
Listen,
Points at the two players in an LDR.
So,
God.
do you want to play out this Twister call?
I think I would. I would. Judice has been quiet this session.
Yeah.
He's been power walking a giant dog. I think he would like to call Twister. I think he's taken off his armor today. It's been the end of a long day. I have my old sending stone prop, which is a
Floss?
dental floss, because I can open it and close it like a flip phone. But I think he'll bring it out. It's a little earlier tonight. He usually calls before he goes to sleep, but he was just thinking about them, so I just gonna open it up and say, I know it's an earlier night, but if you're around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm around. What's up? Hey, hi.
Hi.
Is everything okay?
How-
With it being earlier than usual and all, I never really know with you.
It's usually all right. And then I know sometimes I forget to reach out, but no. Today was interesting, but not too terrible.
Well, that's good at least.
How are you?
Good. Keeping busy, I guess. certainly all the usual drama going on, I guess. But keeping it together, making it by as best we can. Asri's still staying here right now, but I think she's gonna be going out, like, tomorrow? I don't know.
Is she from out of town?
Oh, yeah, she's an adventurer, too. So she
right.
comes in and out, but she's been visiting for a little while. She keeps an eye on me. But it's... Other than that, I mean, obviously there's the stuff with, everything being weird with the royals, but that hasn't changed much, so, we're just kind of in the same boat. Always boring down here.
Is it weird that I miss boring sometimes?
I can't understand it, but you know what? Sure.
You maybe understand it someday, but
I...
it's the luxury of not having to worry about the weight of things on your shoulders.
Judice, if I get to a point where I wish I was bored again, I think I would have finally succeeded in life. But,
I had a question.
Sure, what's up?
Sorry to take away from things. A while ago, I'd say maybe a few weeks ago, you said you had a bad dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Sorry, I didn't realize you would remember that.
No, despite having a very poor memory, I did. I had a rough night last night, and
Oh.
I think it might have meant something, and
Oh.
I don't know, dreams are difficult, and sometimes it's just the same bad dream that you've had for the last 20 years, and sometimes it's maybe you think it's your God trying to reach out for you, and sometimes I don't know anymore, but I don't know. I needed something concrete, and that's why I called you, and
I'm sorry it's sticking with... Do you want to talk about it? You think it's Elnet communicating with you? What?
probably not last night's dream. It's happened before, at least I think. I mean, I thought it was her back then, now I'm not so sure. She does talk sometimes, but usually not in dreams. That's a bit too cryptic for her, and also, she's definitely not long-winded. Usually keeps her remarks to 1, maybe 2 words. I did get 3 out of her once, though.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Take your time, she said. Advice I wish I could follow. But
What's going on? What
you-
happened?
do you ever have recurring bad dreams? A specific scenario that you live through again and again?
I mean, yeah, doesn't everyone?
Can I insight check that? There's something there.
Sure.
I'll do it with disadvantage because against over the stone.
Noting that you can't actually see Twister's facial expressions even though I am acting them out.
Yeah. That's a 4. Yeah, never mind. Judice doesn't see shit.
Nope.
All right. Still worth a try. Sorry.
Don't need to apologize. Just a thing that happens.
I know I haven't told you much about where I'm from beyond the fact that I came from Naos. You probably have put together at this point that not all of it is great.
No offense, but yeah. Uh,
I lost my parents when I was young, about 6 or so years old. At
Oh.
least I think it's
You think?
difficult to remember at this point. There was a fire, and it was strange because I wasn't sure. Now, looking back at it, I didn't know what caused it. It was raining out. It couldn't have been easy to do something like that. But I was the only one who made it out, and I ran to the nearest place I could find. It was a temple that I would go to spend the rest of my life at. And from there, I was never allowed to go back. I'd ask sometimes, just a curious, heartbroken child. I missed my parents, and I wanted to see if there was anything left. And eventually, I stopped asking because I knew that I wouldn't get a response that would ever change, because nothing changes much in that kind of life. But even if I think that I've moved past it, and every time I start to get comfortable and start to get to a point where I think I can move on, I get put right back in my place. I have a dream about it, and I'm just as scared then as I'm just as scared now as I was then. And the dream this time was different, though. Usually it's just flashes, images, running, sounds, rain, mud on my feet. But I was able to change it this time. I could look around, and I went throughout the house, and things were barely right. Rooms that were not constant, things being there and suddenly not. And I don't remember many things. I don't remember their names. I don't remember their faces. I don't remember anything. But I could make out one thing this time, and I don't know what to do about it, because I can't go back. Not now, not with everything on our shoulders. And again, it's just going off of something I thought I heard in a dream. It would be selfish to drop everything and look for that. I couldn't do that to everyone. I couldn't do that to...
As long as your friends wanted to help, why would it be selfish?
I mean, me going back home to investigate something I thought I heard in a dream while we were trying to ferry royalty across a border, and
I mean, to be fair, royalty aside, I have heard of crusades that were founded on less. So I think a detour with your friends is because of something you thought you heard in a dream is not that big of a deal. You never know how real they are.
there was this noise that I had heard in prior dreams. I always thought it was like this shrieking or scraping, or it almost sounded like the clashing of steel. And at first I thought it was maybe a message or rattling of chains or the sound of blades clashing. I didn't know what it was. And I'd almost resigned myself to just saving it for later, and now I realize it was crying, and
Crying?
I don't like a wailing noise, like a small child, infant perhaps.
Oh.
It was something that I heard, or at least I think I heard the night of, but again, I can't remember anything that I need to, and
Judice, you were a kid. Do you expect yourself to remember that? You were a kid, and it was scary, and I'm surprised you remember as much as you do. You shouldn't beat yourself up for not being able to remember stuff in a memory from, what, 20 years ago?
that was my life. And at first it was just I consigned it as relatively unimportant to what my life is now. Judice, the High Inquisitor, righting life's innumerable wrongs, and I'm trying to be that. I'm doing my best, and every time I try to live up to my name, I keep getting pulled back, and I keep remembering just enough to make me question if I deserve it or not.
Deserve it? Judice, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, I don't mean to push.
No, it's... Judice is it is who I am because it is my title, and it was bestowed to me. I earned it. Despite my shortcomings, I earned it, but it's not who I always was, and it's frequently not who I feel I deserve to be.
If that's the name you want to live by, and that's the life you want, then you can have that. You don't have to earn it. That's your name if you say it is.
It was the name I was made to live by. Not forced, but
Is it the name you want?
I don't.
It's okay if you don't know yet.
It's what I've spent all that I can remember trying to attain, and I had it. I had it, and I felt like it was mine, and it fit, and I had finally done what I needed to do to be Judice, and I am faltering, and some of it is beyond my control. But every time I think I'm certain enough, or brave enough, or strong enough to fulfill that, I get reminded that I need to be more, and I don't know if I can yet. I thought I could, and I'm not sure anymore.
More than what?
More than what I am now. More than what I was then. Both, probably.
What's wrong with who you are now? What's wrong with the kid you left behind? I love the you who you are now. There's nothing wrong with you.
You know, of everything that I've worked for and worked towards, you were the one thing that I feel like I didn't need to strive or exemplify anything to feel like I deserved. Because for some reason, deserve never really occurred to me when I met you. And I don't know, maybe that means something good. But I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm not as steady or stable and strong as you probably thought I was when you met me.
That doesn't really matter. You're still you. Being unstable doesn't make you any less you, or any less wonderful. You don't have anything to prove to me.
It just sometimes takes some thinking to realize you didn't fall for a shining paragon of justice.
I wouldn't have fallen for you if that was all I thought you were capable of being. You have the right to be who you want to be. If you want to keep striving for Paragon of Justice, then whatever, I'll get used to it. But, you know, if that's just not who you decide you want to be anymore. You don't have to prove that to anybody. You can just stop.
It's Nomos. Judice is the title. The name I had was Nomos. I know that.
No, go ahead.
I know the name that I introduced myself to you with was Judice, and
Doesn't matter
that
what you
still
introduce
rings
me.
true. I'm not going to tell you to refer to me either way. But
Do you want me to call you Nomos? Trust me, I've met plenty of people that have introduced themselves to me with one name, and I haven't used that name in years.
I just thought you deserved to know. And I've kept things from you because I'd be scared that you'd think less of me, and I know I shouldn't do that.
No.
I just wanted to tell you.
I never think less of you. You're doing good. Do you want me to call you Nomos? Even if it's just me. I mean, if it's just comforting coming from me, that's fine. I'll keep your secret.
You are the only one I've really told.
Thank you.
Except for one shopkeeper asked for a fake name.
Wow, okay.
I did. It was a pseudonym at the time. But I don't know. You can. I'll let you know if I make a decision.
Okay. So, Judice for now?
I'll stick with what's familiar.
I'm gonna give you one last chance.
We'll
That I
stick with-
don't
we'll
have
stick
to
with
do
it.
what's familiar. I
We'll
want to
stick
do what
with
you
it for now.
want.
I don't know what I want.
Then I'll just call you Love from now on, and we don't have to worry about it. Until you
I can
decide,
settle for that.
I will just call you Love.
I can settle for that.
You better.
Thank you. I needed that.
I love you.
Anyways, I love you too. And I think with that.
Yeah, I think that is
conclude his
vaguely
evening.
where the phone call ends. Trans allegory Judice.
No, okay, trans allegory Judice. Also, the notes that I have taken on this are entirely in all caps. For the record, just so
I would
everyone
love to see your
knows,
notes
I
on
used to
that.
be. You cannot. I used to be so proud. You can't see all of my notes, but I'll send those. You can't.
Yeah.
I used to be so proud of my notes, and then I just completely stopped taking notes 11 sessions ago.
Yep, me too.
I took my notes, but they're my notes.
People need to prove that they're cis. Otherwise, what's the point? When you meet a potential partner, you have to tell them you're cis,
Oh,
because
God.
otherwise it's like, God. Anyway, we're not gonna get.
We're not
into
gonna
drama,
get
but
into that little.
say-
TLDR, Judice is canonically. Judice is
just
canonically
read the
cis,
chat.
but all headcanons are valid.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gonna headcanon my D&D character?
Well, please
Yeah.
don't
Judice-
specify my character, but like otherwise, go wild.
When Judice told Twister his name, I stimmed so hard that I hit my fucking head on the coffee table.
Oh
I
no!
just think everyone should know that. But the pain
Yeah.
was worth it because Jesus Christ, that was such a good fucking moment.
Yeah, I will
God.
say before you even revealed your name, I had a note which is just no Mozart real, no Mozart real, no. And then there's another note under it that just says the name reveal. God, kill me. But yeah,
Nice.
so I'm sad. Also, I always forget about how the mechanics of these calls work. Do I hear Judice's side out loud?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You just can't hear her twist her
This
side,
is
I
well.
believe.
Here's the thing.
You
You're
cannot
out
hear
with
twist.
Dark.
Yeah, this is happening early.
Oh shit, that's about
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Judice
happening
finished
early.
his
You're
walk
not
and came
here.
back. He's alone. He
Yeah.
made a point to be.
Yeah, he made
Damn.
a point to be alone
No,
for this.
that makes perfect sense. Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The rest of the
Um,
party is on the other side of the wall with the glass. Like,
Yeah, like-
Nomos, you say.
Under the
you
fucking
say.
like crack at the bottom of the
God.
door.
See, that's
No.
not an
Oh, shit,
allegory
he's
we
coming. Pull out
want,
the boba.
because that is an allegory for outing someone. We don't like
Yeah,
that.
we don't like
no,
that.
we don't like that one. Anyway, I love that we have like opposites in that one person has a birth name that they're trying to keep under wraps, and the other character has a birth name that they don't know and are desperately trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, little
and
size
then
of a
one that
coin there.
announces it very loudly to their full fucking name with their whole chest. To everyone. All
Armani
My name is
Auxilium.
Armani, middle name
And then one of them
Auxilium.
comes in and goes, Armani
My
Auxilium.
grandmother
I
is
am-
invented Fey Wild Toast.
I am the nephew
It's
of
called
Tom
Pentalian
Cruise.
toast.
Centalian
I am
toast.
Tom
I am the
Cruise's
nephew
nephew.
of Tom Cruise and also the nephew of Gordon Ramsay.
God, cheers so much.
Love
But,
the insinuation there.
What
I
time
think that Tom Cruise and Gordon Ramsay should kiss. That's just all I'm
That
saying.
is their own business. What were you asking?
I love the
Hey,
turn
so what were you
you
saying?
made.
Io is still following the Lady of Thorns, regrettably.
Yeah,
Wait,
unfortunately,
was-
they keep being gaslit back into
Here.
it, man.
Floyd laughing from the other side.
Anyway,
Someone put that in quotes. Anyway,
I
what
can
time
hear
is
you
it?
laughing, motherfucker.
What time is it for me right now?
I'm gonna zoom back forward a bit of a bringing us back to normal time. That is gonna be
Both hours.
yeah, I'd say by the time everybody is back and settled, post Boba fiasco is
Post
probably
Boba,
gonna be
okay.
like 9:30 p.m., 10 p.m.
Cool. When do the libraries close?
They don't. This is Moongate.
No.
That's so sexy. I'm gonna just sort of like look over it, whoever's around. Just say, hey,
You all home.
Yeah, we're all home, but I would love it if only Judice was in the room when I initiate this conversation,
fair
and then I will let Armani and
You can do
Ivory know. Don't be scared. It's okay. It's a good thing. I promise. I just sort of look over at you and I go, hey, so what was the name of the place you grew up again?
I really didn't grow up
Well, I mean,
in.
You didn't
no,
grow
in
up?
a town. No, I didn't grow up in a town.
yeah, any kind of identifying features and an area.
It's just it's less than a day's walk outside the city of Cromkirk, but most things in Naos are. I mean, if you could find anything on its name, it's the Temple of the Divine Magistrate.
Right, cool. I'm gonna do a little late night study session.
On
You.
Great, that's a way to phrase that. Anything you need me to help with?
Believe
doing
so.
Are you trying to find some dirt on your paladin?
No. I mean, well, maybe I could be. I
I
could
can
definitely.
guarantee you
be.
my record is infallible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone has a skeleton in their closet, but I don't know.
Joke's
Just
on
after
you,
what you
I
said,
didn't have a closet.
and
It's not because he has no closet.
I just kind of like instinctively just like hits him a little bit.
Schrodinger's sexuality and gender can't come out of the closet.
You
There
can't
was
find out
no
the
closet.
There is no closet.
You can't have skeletons in your closet if you
You have no
I
closet.
didn't-
If
And
your
so
husband
I
died when
just-
you were 6 years old.
smacks Judice a little bit while muttering, like, to be fair, I didn't have one either. And then just, I'm so sorry. The chat is killing me. I need to just not look at chat.
Yeah, don't look.
Um,
That's my advice. Don't look.
It's just don't look. Yeah, I try and be active, but like it destroys me. Seriously, after our talk, I guess. I'm okay at digging up information on people. I've got spells and a lot of like experience and stuff, and I want to help you figure out what happened as best as I can. I know we can't go there for a while, but while we're in this like big hub, might as well do what I can.
I mean, if you think you can find something. But again, my parents, though what little I remember, were small town homesteaders outside of any major city.
Yeah.
Hell, they weren't even buried.
Yeah. But they had names. So I can try and find something, or at least something on your fucking church. I don't know, just I won't be able to sleep until I figure something out about it, Moral of the story. Bromkirk, vaguely, Temple of the Divine Magistrate. Anything else I should look for? Do you remember their names?
No. No, I don't.
I just kind of like waits there for a second and then just kind of holds his hand up for a high five.
Oh, I thought it was a question. Sure. Kind of a half-hearted, just like, okay, I guess
Sort
this
of like,
what
this
I'm
is,
about.
I
We're
guess.
doing this now.
No, I
Yeah.
don't remember the names of my parents. Hey,
That's the both of you.
did you have I forgot you had Eyes of the Lover. I remember you mentioned wanting to use it next session.
I have other things planned.
Okay.
I'm not using it for personal reasons, which will be revealed later. It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Yes, it's
Oh,
a surprise
I
tool that
will
will help
actually
us later.
Actually, while I'm thinking about it, if you were able to do sending today, would you be able? I think it would be a good idea for us to reach out to the researchers who were working on the conduits.
Yeah, sure.
Interestingly enough, we've made a steady alliance betwixt the two of us. So if you wanted to reach out to them and let them know we found out what the curator anchor point was, that
Sure.
might give us some sort of good karma.
Tell me
Good
about them. I need to be familiar with them. So, like, I don't know, give me the rundown.
Sure.
And then I presume you fill me in on
Who are you picking?
Mithra, I would
Is
assume.
it a Mithra?
Yeah. I'm messaging
Yeah.
we're gonna message a Mithra. I have a
Nice.
physical description of a Mithra. They are a Dhampir. I know that.
Tiefling base. But yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
cool. And one sec, I think I'm gonna sneeze.
Yep, there we
Bless
go. Bless you.
I wanted to mute myself before I did it.
Valid.
God, sorry,
I'll
my
let
brain
blessing
is
you.
my brain is hot soup right now.
That's
Every
valid.
time I like have a coherent thought, it like slips through the grate. So what did you want me to say?
Oh, just say who you are. Io. They know you.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Friend to Judice, if you'd like to add some frame of reference.
Sure.
And that we found the curator anchor point in Moongate. I don't have the name of the streets, but you could always ask Ivory.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Cool.
know, I'm famous for direction.
I'll do that. Yeah. I knock on our like shared door, and I just kind of Ivory.
Yes.
What's the street name of the
I
place?
tell you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. I then do sending to a well, I just sort of wave to Judice on my way out. And as I walk to the library, I cast sending to a Mithra, saying, "Hello, I'm Io, Judice's friend. It's less word. We've moved past coworker.
Coworker has a hyphen.
Coworker
it
is one
doesn't
word.
have to.
Coworker is one
Coworker
word.
is one word.
Oh, then it's one word.
Yeah, no. We found the Moongate conduit.
Hold on.
Not conduit.
No,
I'll
no,
let you.
curator.
I'll let you
Curator,
rephrase
no,
that.
Yeah, we found. So we've.
Anchor point.
Yeah. We found the Moongate anchor point at street name. Couldn't get in. Almost
Notes,
got
maybe know that the
caught.
curator was a changeling.
Curator, a changeling.
Nice to meet you, Io. Interesting. Getting involved. Likely not smart.
No.
But I'll do it anyway.
But thank you for the information. Storms are coming. Be careful. That's what you get.
Like literal storms?
Yeah, it's an A. We're in
Yeah.
Afron right now.
It's Afron, but also that
We are
probably
protected
means...
within the city. Outside, it is not very protected. We
and
have
they don't know that we're
magical walls
teleporting,
around.
so that could just be like, hey, be careful for bad weather if you're crossing the border.
Yeah. Also, I would like to shoot out a message to Journey on my stone, saying,
Would you just need to leave for this?
no,
this is while-
I'm actively walking to the library.
Yeah, this is
gotcha.
while I was walking.
I was multitasking. Hey, Canary.
Hey.
Just wanted to let you know we're leaving the city tomorrow.
Honestly, I kept forgetting that you hadn't already left, but yeah, good for you.
No, we've been here a long time.
Yeah,
So
no, yeah.
We got sidetracked with the whole dragon thing, and then
Look, it's
people got
fine.
stuck
You
out
don't
of
have
town.
to explain to me. That's fine.
It turned out to be good.
we
there
got
hasn't been a lot change in here anyway, so it's not like it matters that much.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to let you know. We'll be leaving the city by portal. Met some local wizards.
Shit.
Yeah. Cheaper than paying for the one at the city center.
Yeah,
you
I'd
know?
imagine. They usually... It's efficient, but usually in places like that, they rack the fucking price up.
An arm and a leg might be cheaper. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
honestly.
lie to
Honestly.
you. I've had many body modifications cheaper than this. So we are heading. What's the city we're heading to? I'm really dumb and again haven't been taking notes.
Morinheim.
Morinheim,
Morinheim. Okay.
capital
I'm just writing
city
down
of Otis.
Morinheim.
And then heading out to the Risen Waste, or the Risen Prairie.
No.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's not go to the wastes.
Let's not
Yeah,
go to waste.
no way.
We're going to Morinheim and then trying to get our friends settled in the Rutsin Prairie somewhere.
Right. Yeah,
After that,
I actually talked to a friend that used to live in Othis because I knew you guys were headed that way and I was kind of poking around. And I heard that, like, certain cities are going to be kind of better connected to different areas. They've got kind of like a council going on. If you're going to the Rutsin Prairie, you might want to head out of Morinheim and go to, oh god, what's it called? Goldwater or something? I don't know. That might be a better city. Is that what it is? Silver what? Something like that. I don't fucking know.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. But yeah, so we're doing that and then probably heading back to Target.
Hey, hopefully you'll make it in time for Frostmourne.
Oh, we will. Anyway, I'm on my way to the library for a late night study session.
Ooh, what are you finding out?
Judice. I am
What?
researching Judice. I'm researching Judice.
Do you just do this to people?
Yes, but haven't done it to any of these folks yet.
Have you done it to me?
No, I could. Would you
Oh,
like
I'm
me to?
hurt. Oh, maybe you should.
Good. I might see if they've written anything about your music in other cities.
That would be fun.
See how far away I can hear your name.
Let's find out.
I think we should. Well, anyway, I just wanted to let you know where we were going.
Appreciate that.
I've been too quiet lately.
Yeah, I've missed hearing from you. Seriously.
You too.
Well, keep me updated if anything else changes, and I'm excited to see you for Frostmourne.
You too. Goodbye, Journey.
See ya.
I hang up the stone and I put it in my pocket and I just like shake myself off like a wet cat.
Yeah.
That was so homosexual. I can't.
Oh,
even
yeah.
say that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
God, they're gonna see each
Like,
other in person.
We just got through a
and it's-
Twister call. That, let me tell you.
That was
that-
homosexual.
That was homosexual. So then I head to the library.
Okay. What specifically are you looking for? How are you planning on researching Judice?
I'm going to
Go to the
look
J
up
section
Judice.
to find my name.
I am gonna look up Judice. Not Judice. Floyd. I love how much that's absolutely destroying you.
I can hear them. I can hear
Can
them
you hear it
in
through
the
my
back
end?
of your fucking.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. Anyway, Floyd,
Here's
God.
the thing, Judice is a title. You
No,
might find something in the J section.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I want to start with. I sort of walk up to the whatever library person is there at 10:30 p.m. And just sort of say like, "Hey, I want to do some research on the Temple of the Divine Magistrate in Naos.
The person standing
Small
there.
temple.
Same one that Armani spoke to earlier, with the braids and stuff.
But you wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as a
But
fun
that's just a
fact.
gift for us audience members.
Yeah, it's a special treat.
Temple of the Divine Magistrate? That's. You said it was in Naos?
Yeah, near Cronkirk, but I've been informed that kind of everything is.
Okay. I guess I'll start with looking for anything in particular. Like, I mean, to be fair, if anything's written on it, it's probably going to be very specific since it's such a small place.
Yes. In general, I don't know what you have, but I'm looking for any information on the history of that particular temple, any of its inhabitants, and if you have anything on Judice of Elnet, I highly doubt it. Also,
The champion from the other town?
Let's see. I don't have much. I think if you go check some of our records and registrations that we got from Targrave, it says that there's something that the temple registered with Targrave for something. So there's going to be a record of that somewhere. There is a section on Naos specifically, and you might be able to go to the Cromkirk section and then work outward from there, but otherwise the only thing I have under that name is going to be that record for the temple.
Record's not bad. Record's actually good and
Yeah.
helpful, so.
That's good. And Judice of... What was it?
Elnet. Judice of Elnet.
Is that like a saint?
Title.
Aspiring.
A what?
Aspiring.
Aspiring.
Okay.
You're an aspiring saint now.
No,
Here's the thing, Judice does
I
consider
was
himself
signed
that.
I'm
Saint.
not wrong.
I don't-
I am
No,
not
Judice does
wrong.
consider himself an aspiring saint.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I don't think I have anything on a Judice of Elnet. Where do you think I would What
I
have they
figured
done? Where would I be able to find them?
It would be in the records. It's someone who's a friend of mine.
Oh, are you
Came from
looking
the
for
Temple of
like
Divine
a
Magistrate.
birth certificate or something like that?
I would kill for a birth certificate. Not like actually.
Okay.
But if you could find
figured
one,
that was
that would be
just
incredible.
turn of speech.
It wouldn't, if I remember correctly, it wouldn't be under that name.
So you
That
want
is a
me
title
to
they've taken
find
on.
a birth certificate with a name on it that is
no,
not
see,
the
that's
name
the
you
thing.
gave
No,
me?
no. What I'd love, and what I also doubt we can do from here, it would be a birth certificate for someone in the area, if perhaps there's a name registered connected to Judice, and I was there.
Or an orphan whose parents died in a fire.
There's a chance there may be some old censuses up there, but in order to get something that specific, you might need to just go to Naos. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I just thought I'd ask. Worst I can get is no. I'll look around. Thank you. And
Yeah, if
what's
you're
your name?
looking for the...
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline.
One day.
Damn, Caroline isn't here to see
Me,
that.
my name.
But she isn't
Meet
here.
my
I'm
name.
so sad.
Oh,
But
damn.
yeah, she went to bed. I'll text her about it. But okay. So yeah, if you're going to be looking for records, that's going to be in the Targrave section. So head up to the 3rd floor. It's like all the way in the back corner. No one goes back there. So like
That's
just as a heads up, it's probably pretty dusty. And if you're looking for general things from Cromkirk, then that'll be... Again, we don't have a ton on Naos. 2nd floor. Take a left once you get up the eastern stairs, and find subsection K.
great. Sounds good. I will definitely remember that. I'd say like actively writing on my hand eyeliner or something.
Okay.
So I do that. I'm so scared because my intelligence mod is shit poor, and I really want to figure this out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I am gonna guidance myself extra D4.
All right. Where are you headed first?
I'm heading to the Naos section looking for Temple of the Divine Magistrate first, because I figure that's going to be the easiest thing to look for.
Okay. Can you make... So you're going to the Naos section, but specifically looking for information on the temple.
Yes.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Look at me using my dice box like a big boy who actually respects his dice. I actually roll. Horrible. Disgusting. I rolled a 4, which means that I subtract 1 and add a d4. That is a d4. Well, at least I added a 4 to that. That's a hot whopping 7.
7. No.
No.
You're
No, there isn't
in the
shit.
Cromkirk section. The Cromkirk section is about 4 books.
Yeah.
And when you're just skimming for Temple of the Divine Magistrate, which is with a 7, that's exactly what you're doing, is skimming for the words. No.
Oh, bud.
Oh no.
Your head. I hope you're
no.
okay.
Did he hit his head
I think
again?
he hit his head.
Yeah. Hey, don't make fun of him.
Blood.
But yeah, I think
I'm not making fun of him.
with that roll, you're kind of just skimming for the words. You don't find them anywhere.
Yeah. And then I'd like to look for the other stuff that I was guided towards, which is maybe a census.
Okay,
Maybe.
if you're looking for maybe a census, that would be in this area. If you're looking for the records that were mentioned in relation to Targrave, that's in a completely different area.
Can I look for both the ones here first and then the ones in the other area?
Yeah, absolutely. So specifically you're trying to look for a census?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for a census of maybe places near Shit, I won't even know what that would do. That wouldn't give me anything. I'm gonna look for the Targrave stuff first, and then see if there's like anything for me to go on.
Okay. Then you
Because
can.
if I don't have stuff in the Temple of Divine Magistrate, then I don't have anything to go on there.
You can.
Okay.
So you can walk across the fucking fucking thing and go look. Make another investigation check for me.
That was very cocked, and also why isn't this level? I'm gonna like actually just die.
Okay.
Because I rolled a 2. That amulet lets me default things to a 10, right?
Yep.
Once a day. I'm gonna default that to a 10, which is gonna be a 9 plus 1 is 10.
10. Okay. It takes you a bit. This is one where it is. This is one where it's organized very specifically. So it's not that you're not gonna find it. It's just a matter of getting through all of these layers of dust, in a decent amount of time, and scanning through. Oh my god. There's so much shit in here. It's censuses. It's like decrees. You get to the section where you think it's supposed to be at, and it's got all of this like religious stuff, and and you find some like old, interesting kind of like newspaper articles and stuff like that of talking about places in time where these things were banned. Like different religions, like different worship was banned and stuff like that, and other religious news and things like that. There is some interesting stuff. It's not what you're looking for, and it takes you a while to get through it. Yeah. Until you finally find a small kind of snippet, where it seems to be like a form, that's been filled out. Very neat, very, organized, unified handwriting. That has been filled out from the Temple of the Divine Magistrate. The name that is underneath it is one Omoros Selek.
Omoros Selek, yep.
And it is basically registering the temple's existence with Targrave. And saying that they are a group that worships and devotes itself to Elnet, and that they would like support from the Crown of Targrave, whether this be financial or trade or whatever, in case of emergency, if the need arises. You notice there's actually a couple different parts here, and you end up looking through 2 different files where this file has been submitted twice. The first time, Omoros submitted it asking for, like, just all-around support. Like, just send me money because I ask for it, which was unilaterally denied. But the second time...
I worship Elnet and I have a church, send me cash.
That's exactly what it was. And then another one was sent in case of emergency, and that was accepted. There, on the page, he kind of talks a bit about the stats of the church. Its size, how long it's been around.
Give them to me.
And mentions that
when was this thing submitted?
He and one other person are the only official, like, caretakers of the church itself, though there are several volunteers.
Right, who's the other person?
A name is not listed.
Damn. Okay.
Actually, let me check what the way forms work. I have a bureaucracy document.
It's me. I'm
Mhairi,
the other person.
Did you know that I love... No, it's... Yeah. Did you know that I love you?
I love you too.
Hey, I know I don't say this very much, but I share in that sentiment.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
Someone gave me a smart idea that I'm gonna look for after this. Continue.
There is a name, listed as Nomos Selek.
Oh,
you
gross!
Select. Oh god, I hate that. I hate that. Oh, that's so nasty.
That's musty.
Wait. What?
That is musty.
Judice's last name is listed as Omoros.
Officially listed as Selek, which is Omoros' last name. Omoros is a dick and a half. But I do take note of that. And with all of that, I take note, I write it down. And I go back downstairs. I'm like, hey, sorry to bother you again. I have like actual more concrete information for you this time.
Oh, cool, that's fun.
Um,
Glad to be more helpful.
if I wanted to look for a last name for someone whose first name, I only know like first name, like place where they were born, but the place is really small and maybe they would have it. Maybe could I look in? Would there be a census document for me to look at?
Is it Naos?
It's Naos. No.
Is
Okay, cool.
it Naos?
Yeah, I'll look for that.
Please
Also,
tell me it's not Naos.
is there a chance you have any death records?
Probably
Is it
not.
Naos?
Again, that would be something that happened that would be
Yeah.
on Naos's
Yeah.
set, but
Yeah.
I don't know. If it depends on what happened. If it was overseas, it might be in our records. If it was like a big thing, it
If
might
it's
be
a
in our
house
records.
fire,
Maybe. This is gonna sound horrible, but was it important
Yeah.
people?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, well, if you want to find newspaper clippings and stuff like that to see, I don't know if we have death records, but if you can try to find news on it, there is a section in. It would have been the section you were in for your Targrave Temple of the Divine Magistrate thing. If you want to go through, there's a section probably for just Naos in general, where you might be able to find some significant documents if that happens to be the way things get laid out.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go on another wild goose chase. I don't think I'll bother you again.
Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
can't help you.
You're fine. We're really far away. This is not how I would prefer to be conducting this research, but Naos is incredibly far away and I'm incredibly busy.
That's fair. Good luck.
Thanks. And while I'm walking there, just on a fucking whim. Sorry, I know we're like actually doing things this session and we need to get the fuck out of
It's
Moongate.
okay. You guys can take as long as you need to. The more time you take in this, the more time I have to actually flesh out all of the cities in Othis. So go for it.
Listen, I love your world building and I will give you as much time as you need. I'm gonna
we'll
call
leave
Quill.
by the end
On the
of
other
this
hand,
session.
I think you will
so
leave by the end
want
of
to
the
get
session.
out of here and
You will be leaving by the end of the
see a
session,
new
I think.
place.
Oh no!
Okay, I think so.
No, we're leaving today.
Yeah, we better.
No. So okay, so I'm gonna call Quill.
Okay.
Really?
It's been a while.
Yeah, just sending a message. Hey, it's Canary. Trying to do some research. Do you know anything about a Temple of the Divine Magistrate in Naos? I know they registered with Targrave a while ago, and I'm trying to find records, but there's nothing here.
Hello, Canary.
Yeah, it's the ass crack of midnight.
Not
Apologies
Canary.
for
Hello,
that.
Thorns. You introduced yourself as Canary, but Thorns.
Shit, sorry, it's late.
Hi, it's me, Journey.
That's a temple?
Yeah, registered with Targrave's like official Elnet service.
The temple in Targrave? Perhaps?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn more about it and about someone who works for it, and this is the only like kind of bureaucratical foothold I can find.
I can look around. I'm not currently at the archive, but in the morning I can go talk to some of the priests and see if I can find any information.
Thank you. Anything you could find about the Temple of the Divine Magistrate and about and maybe about anyone under the name Nomos Select.
Nomos Select. Sure.
Everybody learning Judice's name today.
I will keep an eye out.
Take your time. I know that Targrave's been exciting.
How are things with you, Canary has
They're
kept you
proceeding-
somewhat updated.
They're proceeding rather well. We intend to leave Moongate tomorrow. We're heading to Mornheim. And then from there, we were considering going to the Rutson Prairie, but I've also had a direction to go to. The city's name was given as, but it was given with some amount of trepidation.
Watch.
Goldwatch?
Goldwatch, but it was given with
They
some
just need
amount
to
of
go through it, not to live there, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That would probably be a good starting position if you were wanting to go into the Rutson Prairie. It, as a town, is much more connected with what goes on in the prairie itself.
That sounds good. So that's our intended path of travel. We've got passage there through a portal. We managed to get one as a favor from some local wizards.
Well, we're paying for it.
Fair enough. Congratulations on making connections. I can't get you many connections once you're in Othis. The Raven's Court doesn't operate on a very large scale in countries other than Karkin, but...
Makes good sense. Anything that I can do for you from Moongate or from Othis?
No, I don't think so. Just make sure that your charge gets there safe.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I hang up, and I'm gonna start looking for the
Newspaper clippings of my house burning down?
yeah. I doubt that they'll be there, but I'm gonna look anyway.
So, you know how old Judice is. You can probably get an approximate year, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can...
Judice has told you that he is 28,
Yeah.
and he has told you that he was 6.
Yeah. So I know that it was.
27.
I would have.
Judice is 27.
27, fuck.
Yeah, Judice is 20. Judice is 27, and he was 6, which means
Yes.
that it was.
I always forget, I'm sorry.
I
That's
was. I was 1 at the time. Is probably how I would do the math. Yeah.
Okay.
So. I looked for newspaper clippings from around Cromkirk in that year.
Alright. Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna try a new dice this time. Are you gonna like me? Why is I hate this dice box because every single roll I make is cocked somehow. It never seems to be on an actual angle, and I don't like or respect it. Fuck you. That's a.
Hold on, I'm gonna check something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
5.
Oh.
Buddy.
I'm
What
going
about
to help
that
you
thing
out, so
that,
I'm
oh,
checking
it's only
something.
once a day?
Yeah, it's per dawn. That's what I was checking. So 5.
No, it's.
You can't ask the attendant to help you? Who else is in the
You
library
can
at
ask
midnight?
people for help.
Can I ask for help?
Yeah, you can go like grab a person and be like, "Can you help me look through this? I've never been through this before."
I'm gonna do that.
Would you
I'm
like
gonna
them
do
to
that.
really
roll,
good at
or would you
reading.
like? Would you like them to roll, or would you like to roll with advantage?
Could they roll? I would love it if they rolled.
They got a 13 base.
Okay.
Better than a
Caroline?
5.
Which
That's
is
better.
enough. So you start looking.
Better. Just gonna be nicer.
You have a vague time frame that this could probably go down. And
Also, Spirit Model D, that was with Bless. I'm so sorry to break it to you.
there aren't a lot of documents here at all. It's just a matter of locating them and, like, figuring out, oh shit, no, this is the fuck. Like, you got so lost, you were like, oh, there isn't anything on Cromkirk. I thought there were things on Cromkirk, and you went and got help, and they were like, oh, it's over here, and they're like 4 feet away from you, and you're like, oh shit. And so you move into the correct section and start kind of shuffling through, and there aren't a lot. Once you actually find where it is, it's not going to take you long to go through much of this, because again, Naos doesn't have much going on, and its one city is Cromkirk.
Nobody
And-
fucking does anything in Naos.
And so when you do find the newspaper clippings, there's quite a few of them, actually. And at first you're almost a bit confused. But it lines up. This is a large house fire that killed 2 parents in about the same time. And you look and you read over it, but there's like 20 fucking articles on it. Giant headlines talking about how the Afsolis family has been...
How do you spell that?
Afsolis. Cassandra
Cool.
and Ko Afsolis were killed in a house fire outside of Cromkirk.
Cassandra and
Ko.
Ayo.
Oh my god, my Google Doc logged me out of my fucking article.
You.
Cassandra and Ko. Ko is spelled Keio.
Cool.
Cassandra and Ko Afsolis, world-renowned artists, were killed in their home in a house fire in the night. They're not sure. Most of the articles have just a lot of question marks. It seems like they were all released kind of like immediately after it happened, and then no one ever did a follow-up. Because everything is still question marks of, it's rumored they had children. Did they survive? How many kids were there? Like, they were waiting on a lot of new information from guards, from investigators, and you can't really find any articles in which that information ever came. But there's an obituary for the 2 of them. Obviously, they had quite a career as artists, mainly in sculpture, though I believe... Yes, Cassandra was more sculpture, physical art, 3D art. Ko also did sculpture, but preferred to paint. And their art is very well known. Any art that you find from them nowadays after their death must be worth so much money, because of just how famous they were and how valued that stuff was. But you do find that.
I take some notes of that. And I'm excited because important. Important.
this is information that we will use later.
This is a surprise tool that will help us later. I'm fucking vibrating, dude.
Yeah,
I am too.
I
No,
so many notes
I'm
this
going
session. So much is
insane.
happening.
I'm going insane.
Yeah, it is noted that people seem to believe that there is a family here. They don't know how many children there were, or anything like that, but obviously Cassandra and Ko made a lot of art pieces about family, about having children, about things like that. It was obviously something that they wanted a lot, and those themes kind of carry. So there's speculation that there was likely at least one child, but no one is exactly sure because they wanted to protect their family from public eye. So if there were kids, no one really knows where they ended up.
The person I'm looking at things with, I just sort of turn to them and I say, hey, does this museum have an art section?
I mean, this isn't a museum, but...
I'm so tired, dude. I'm sorry. Library.
I get it. Look, I was just up studying for a final, last week. It's fine.
Good luck.
It's all over, and if I failed, I failed. But, regardless,
that's fair.
I don't know if we have, actual original pieces, but I know that depending on what you're looking for, they have some segments of, reproductions and stuff like that. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're looking for, actual great places to get, real art, go to, Princeton or Targrave, or even just over the border into Alusia.
Okay.
But they might have some reproductions here.
For tonight while I'm here, Could you maybe give me directions to a place I could go for any reproductions of the Absolus's work?
Dude, I'm not an art major. You're gonna have to go ask the receptionist.
Cool. I'm gonna go bother her again. Thank you. Good luck.
No problem. You too.
I'd bless you, but I don't think that would help because you already did it.
I'm good. Thanks.
You know, that might also be academic dishonesty. I don't know.
do think that might.
That seems
be
like academic dishonesty.
Academic dishonesty. I might get in trouble
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. Good luck with all that.
Thanks.
Who do you? I just vaguely pointing at them at like midnight, like, you religious?
Kind of.
Hey, you believe in
Do you-
God?
Follow anyone?
Kind of.
Do you believe in God?
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Lady of Thorns?
Savior?
You the Lady of Thorns.
No. Anyway, I don't know.
It's more of an Elnet thing.
I don't want to use Elnet as a catch-all. I mean, maybe
More of a Savage.
Elnet is
kind of
our
maybe
thing.
a
parallel
Savage, yeah.
to-
Maybe a Savage moment anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
Thanks.
I don't know the like epithet for like a blessing from Savage
go
or whatever,
ahead,
but
you're
like
good.
I hope he
Just-
helps you out.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And after that like incredibly harrowing conversation, I walk over and it just with so much shame in my eyes.
I can't get
walk
you
up to
stuff
the
from Naos.
receptionist.
I'm so sorry.
No, I know, but this time I actually have something that you, I think, will have, and you're gonna know the names. I'm looking for any art pieces by the Afstoluses, any reproductions you might have.
Oh, the Absoluses. Oh, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, why didn't you start with that kind of thing? So I think.
To be fair, I had no clue.
Okay, so we've got some if that's what you were looking for in Naos, my goodness. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for, so there's a slight art archive that we have on the first floor. If you just kind of go over there, and she points, Absoluses kind of have their own little section. I mean,
Thank you.
what they did for sculpture is world changing, so I'm not surprised. Made Patch and I very proud. But yeah, no, they've got like their whole own section.
Your eyes just went. God, I love you.
They've got their whole own section, so go for it.
Did
Great.
my parents' house get firebombed because they worshipped Patch and I?
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I
believe that is
thank
the
you. I
definition
do
of
need-
terrorism, is what
I
that
need
is.
to have my hand.
It
We
wouldn't
already
be the
knew
first time.
terrorism was involved, dude. I have a quick question, which is, would we like to go to break before I look at these art pieces? Because I know like 3 of us have to pee.
I've been meaning to go to break for about half an hour, so
Yeah,
for the sake
You
of
need to pee
everybody,
so bad.
for
Break
the
here.
sake of
Let's break
everybody,
here,
we will
gang.
continue learning more about the Absolus
You
family when
viewer.
we get back from break.
My
so,
dear viewer,
as a note,
pee.
yeah, I mean, as a note, everybody get the rest you need, whatever. As a note, if you get bored throughout break, may I recommend going out and checking out the Aldrithe wiki, as we've spent the last week filling the shit out of it.
building.
Oh yeah, it has been overhauled.
Yeah,
and
all
also,
of the
hey, you can
gods,
add to the
the
Judice
pets.
page if you like.
Yes.
No, you can't. It's protected.
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's,
can?
No, you can't.
Oh, never mind.
I might
I will
go.
add to the Judice
Okay, go
page.
ahead. Go ahead. I will say, if you're curious about the Pantheon, right now, while I haven't gotten into all the old gods yet, every single member of the Unspoken Pantheon now has their own filled-out page on the wiki.
Woo!
So if you just search deities, it'll bring up the category, and you can go check out anybody that you want to check out. I know I just name-dropped 2 gods, Savash and Passionai, that actually just happen to be related to each other. Not literally.
No, they're not. They're
no, they're
not
not.
related. They are.
They're not
they are
literally
dating.
related.
They're not related.
They're
They're
exes.
dating. They're not related.
They're exes. But still, go check out the deities category if you get bored, and you can go find out what the thing is.
Nick, we're all gonna go pee now. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, we're all gonna go. Bye.
I already
Go ahead,
have.
go pee.
Bye.
Hiya. We're back.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, that was so bad. Oh,
That was so out of sync.
atrocious.
So I feel like I need to come clean about something.
You
Yeah, you
fucking
do.
monster.
Well, here's the thing. I gotta be so a wonderful follower of the show. Actually, before things ended up in chat, messaged me and asked and had figured this out, which I will get to what we have just figured this out, and paid us actual money to force an intelligence check on Judice's behalf. For Judice to remember a certain detail. This certain detail is the one that has been dropped in chat. And for those that are watching this, getting back, so there's a certain set of wind chimes that Judice bought for Twister, that, you know, just happened to
What
be
the
an
fuck were they doing in
Absolus
Prince
piece.
doll?
I
I
don't
kill
know.
you.
I
I
like
kill
this.
you.
I like some of the Absolus
So
family
violent.
carvings. What the fuck do they know about Prince doll?
So, because the party figured it out, and we don't have to worry about that, and whatever, and so I am sure we will naturally get there, that is instead going to be an equivalent of 2 luck points to Judice. So, congratulations,
what?
you have 2 luck points.
Hey,
They
actually,
paid
a
actual
note-
money.
A note. I think you do have a leftover luck point, so now
I
you
do.
have 3.
Now I
you
have
have
3
3.
luck points.
You have 3 luck points currently.
Can I share them?
Yeah, you can if you want, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna give Io one because Io, you've been rolling shit,
Begging
bud.
and screaming and
Io
pleading.
and
I got a new.
Armani,
And
I think
Armani,
both
I'm gonna
deserve
give
them.
you the other.
Thank you. I love you.
I don't need them.
I've got another dice set. It's my metal ones. They're good. They're very important to me.
Okay. So,
and
If
I'm
need
ready
be,
to
I can always,
go.
like, use my
Yes, Ewan.
magic to
I
make
do
my
want to
rolls
note that
okay.
I'm looking at the section of Judice's character sheet labeled bonds. One day I will get revenge on the monsters that took my family from me. I'm thinking of changing that to just what the fuck. So
Yeah, that's
Episode.
fair.
Guys,
Oh, jeez.
guys, I just realized
Okay.
in reality, Tom Cruise's real nephew was Judice.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna scream. Can we keep going?
Yes.
I can't take this.
Yes.
so,
Mhairi had to take. God.
Picking
Blast
up where
is
we
off
left off.
all the way. Okay, yeah.
picking
I'm gonna
up
walk
where
in
we
the fucking
left off.
Absolus wing.
Yeah, the art wing has a good fucking section dedicated to the Absoluses. And, because they are kind of legendary in the art world. And it only takes a good amount of time stepping in to figure out why. You start kind of scanning basically the equivalent of magic photos. We've kind of like, I can't justify this in my head. It's fantasy photos. I'm sure someone can come up with a way to make
Minor
photography
image.
exist. Sure.
Oh, I can. Scientifically, I can definitely
Dope.
do that.
So,
I won't.
regardless, photography exists, whether through magic or whatever, and so you have a lot of, like, photos of art pieces. As you realize, after all of that happened, a lot of the work was kind of redistributed. Most of it went to museums, some of it went to auctions, kind of depending on what the piece is. Little pieces kind of got lost to the move. There's kind of speculation that there's little pieces that just kind of ended up wherever. Possibly Princedoll. And
I fucking guess.
hi, thank you for the follow. And you start making your way through and seeing all of these different pieces of art that really, especially in sculpture, work on challenging the form and challenging the different ways that you can, within the boundaries of what people in this time would call art. You see a lot of, oh my god, the words are escaping me. I know my art terms, I swear to god.
Were my parents practicing Dadaism?
No.
Did my parents put like a toilet and just call it like the room?
Call it a
Avant-
day.
No. I mean, yeah, it was avant-garde. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for specific styles. But it was definitely a lot of avant-garde. That mostly came from Cassandra, though. And it's really interesting as you start to look through, because you start to see the difference between Cassandra pieces and KO pieces. And it's not just difference in medium. It's just difference in, it's difference in style. And at the same time, they worked on pieces together. you can see the clash and the combination of these two styles and the way they melt into each other. And it's interesting. There's a lot here, though. So are you looking for something in particular?
I mean, anything depicting their family. Heard a lot about works depicting the family, and I kind of wanted to look for stuff that, I don't know, might have Judice in it.
Okay, make an investigation check. I'm sorry. Also, I believe the words I'm looking for are, like, expressionism and, surrealism.
I was gonna say surrealism might have been.
Yeah, expressionism and surrealism, I think, are the words I'm looking for.
Hey, investigation, you said?
Yes, investigation.
Great. So that's a 13, which means that I have a 12, and I'm adding bless to that, which brings it up to a 16.
16. Okay. How long are you willing to look
Whereas
for?
Judice's parents were
lot of shit
into
in here.
brutalism.
There's a lot of shit in here.
I'm willing to look for a damn long time. I am on my fucking rabbit hole bullshit, and if I don't get a long rest, so be it.
Fair enough. You would not be the only person in this building currently foregoing a long rest for the sake of
Knowledge.
knowledge.
Sake of knowledge. I'm a follower of the Lady of Thorns. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Fuck you.
I was about to say something, but I can't say that. Okay.
you. I don't like you.
But you start looking. And you know that in some of the older things, there were mentions of pieces on family, and they're surprisingly difficult to find, mainly just because of the sheer amount of fucking art that these two put out. You get the idea from some of those old newspapers that they were still quite young, and so the amount of artwork that they've kind of gotten into circulation in that amount of time is fascinating. And it seems like they spent so much time just dedicating it to creation, and exploration. And there's more Cassandra pieces than there are KO pieces. And it just seems like Cassandra maybe worked at a higher pace. It's kind of hard to see size comparisons based off of these photos, so maybe these are just, like, smaller or whatever. And some of the pieces are, like, you know, recycled work and things like that. Maybe it's difficulty, maybe it's just skill, who knows. But regardless, you find yourself looking through a lot of these. And you find you start to realize that you're getting to the right place after about an hour and a half of just looking through this giant fucking... And let me tell you, they were good at what they fucking did. They were famous for a reason. You keep getting caught up in pieces and kind of, like, getting a little mesmerized by them and then putting them back down and being like, fuck, because they're cool, they're distracting. You in particular, like, you tend to get kind of hooked in by the surrealism and stuff like that, and you have to be like, fuck, I'm in the middle of something, and put it back. But you eventually come across some photos of some Cassandra pieces of sculpture, and the first one that makes you think you're entering kind of the right area is a sculpture that appears to be a self-portrait, of just her while pregnant. It doesn't have a date, so you don't know exactly what year it was, but that is the first thing you come across that kind of says, oh, you're kind of entering this area. And you slow down a bit, you start looking a little more carefully. And with your role and the amount of time you're willing to put into it, you eventually find your way to some art by KO. A couple different paintings. And you eventually find a piece that at the top of the kind of parchment that it's been printed on, you see title, Nexus. And it's a painting, kind of a little bit impressionist-y. Kind of a break from KO's normal style. And you note that almost some of these don't seem like they were made via paintbrush. It seems like a lot of these strokes were made almost with like finger painting, because you can see the way that the strokes end differently and are put together differently. And you see a family in the middle of a lush green forest full of gorgeous plant life. The background is covered with kind of out of focus multicolored flowers. There's a canopy above them with streams of sunlight coming in through the leaves. There's a mother and a father, a white tiefling mother. Black hair with gray streaks kind of goes over her both shoulders. It's very long. Her horns curl backwards over her head. And a gray tiefling father with white hair and bright yellow eyes in the middle of a forest, in the middle of this little clearing. And there's 2 children with them, both with white skin. One looks barely 6, with white-gray hair, possibly white hair made gray by dust. Certainly looks very playful. The kid's got scraped knees, and little bits of dust and dirt over their arms and legs. And the woman is holding a newborn, with black hair, short, stubby, dark gray horns not fully grown in yet. In the center of the clearing. Can you make a wisdom check for me?
Yes.
You have a luck point.
I'm going to use it. Need it. That's an 8, so I'm using the luck point.
Okay.
Three.
You have. Do you have another? Judice can donate the third.
Can I donate my last luck point?
You can continue donating.
Okay.
And I will, speaking of donating, if anyone would like to force a success on this roll, our donate link is in the description.
I donate you my
You gave one tonight. What does that mean?
A 14 with +4 is 18, and then I'm adding bless, which is 1, which gives me a 19.
A 19? A 19 is enough. There's a moment where you're kind of overwhelmed by a feeling of wrongness. Like you shouldn't be there. And you kind of start to turn away automatically without thinking about it. And then kind of blink. Do you look back up at the painting? And something seems familiar.
They called me a madman.
We'll get to that.
We said no such thing.
We'll get to that.
Oh, God, we'll get to that. I look at the baby. What position are they in?
What?
What position are they in terms of how they're located? How much of them can I see?
Most of the baby, honestly. It's the way the kind of perspective is facing, you can look over all of the faces, though the baby is almost kind of turned in towards Cassandra.
Eyes?
Say that again?
Can I see their eyes?
Yeah?
What color are their eyes?
Yellow, like their father's and their brother's.
Running. Back to the inn.
You're running?
I am actively running.
Okay. you fucking just drop your shit and go. You just bolt. You can't do it. There's that's not right. That's not right. There's something in the back of your head that's saying that that's not right, that you're not thinking correctly, that the things that are popping up in your brain, that's just stupid. That's stupid. That would never, and there's some part of you that's saying that you are wrong, that everything is wrong about this. Hydrate 2.0. And you cannot get this sense of desperate wrongness out of the back of your head, but you keep running. You make it all the way back to the tavern. What do? You kind of, on the way out, you kind of like push past people in the street. The receptionist you've talked to all of these times, you just kind of fucking barrel past, and she's like, what? And you, but you just barrel out into the street, push people, keep going all the way back to the inn. You get to the inn. What do?
I run up to my door, and my hand is almost on the goddamn doorknob. I just take a breath, and I go back downstairs and I order a drink.
Okay. That'll be like 5 copper, maybe 3
Yeah.
copper. If you just get the cheap shit.
This is a liquid courage moment.
Yeah.
And I just there.
What? Please speak up.
I just sit there. I drink slowly. It's probably like 2 in the fucking morning by the time I'm done.
Closer to 12:30 maybe.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I didn't know how long this took. I don't understand how time works, but it is late and I am processing shit.
Yeah?
Eventually, I pay my 5 copper. I put my mug down. And I walk upstairs.
Okay.
What have you been doing while I was gone?
Yeah, what's Judice up to?
That's a great question.
Sleeping is a valid answer.
Listen, here's the thing.
Floyd, I love you dearly, by the way.
All I gotta say, gang, they called me a fucking madman.
No, we didn't! We've all known! Asa called it session 1! Asa called it session 1!
Sweetheart, since session 1. It's been almost a year. I've been sitting on this shit. I have so many TikToks I've made.
Oh,
I can finally post my favorite TikTok.
Hold on, we'll get to this. Guys. We'll get to this. I have been blackmailing them. I have been blackmailing them into keeping this a secret for months.
We have so many quotes of you saying things.
You
Us
saying
being
like directly to shit.
We love you so much.
Ewan, I love you so dearly. Ewan, you kept getting it right and then saying that you were wrong.
Right.
I have been
and saying no.
Believe in yourself.
Ewan,
are not dumb.
For months I have been saying that your theories are not wrong. That you think them up and then you brush them off, and you're always more right than you think you are. I have been saying this for months, but I couldn't say it outright.
Darling, you knew.
You knew! And you didn't believe
knew.
yourself!
You knew. I hate the fact that you're frozen right now. It destroys me.
I don't think he's actually frozen.
No?
Fun fact, there's a quote from, I think, session 2.
Back up.
That Ivory or Armani said. I don't remember which one of us it was. One of us immediately went, I think they're siblings when seeing 2 white tieflings. That was session 1 or 2.
No, sweetheart, I have kept I have kept a record. I can post so many TikToks now.
No, we'll get to that later. We will get to that later.
Oh,
You
did
knew!
this?
We wanted you to figure it out naturally because
We wanted
everybody
you
else
to-
figured it out naturally.
We
And the
wanted-
thing is,
yeah,
you did. You just
no.
didn't believe yourself.
You did. You
I
did.
never do
Everyone
that.
else-
That's normal.
I kept telling you to believe yourself. I kept trying to get on this. Anyway,
If you had
Also,
just
I
gone,
wasn't
I think they're
frozen.
siblings and I'm
I
just
know
gonna
he wasn't.
operate as if they're siblings, we would have told you.
Yeah. No, we would have. Yeah. Okay.
I love you
Anyway.
so much. What have you
Anyway.
been doing?
What has Judice
What
been
have
up
you been doing
to?
while I was gone?
Sorry, I'm reeling.
I know, Bart.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
To quote a video I just watched yesterday, I trust my partner implicitly.
You shouldn't, to quote a video we watched yesterday. So what has Judice been up to?
Sleeping
Yeah.
like a sensible person who wakes up at 7 a.m. every morning.
Yeah? So, Judice is asleep.
Judice is asleep, and I just come in and I fucking mood, spear waddledy. I walk in, and Judice is asleep.
In his signature
takes a
face
while.
down sleeping position.
Signature face down asleep. And for a moment, I just kind of look at my own hands. And I look at him. And I am shaking. I can still smell the alcohol on my own breath. And after a while, I eventually just kind of like tap him. I don't turn the lights on. I just kind of like.
Yeah. I assume it's quite late. I can't see the sun up, so I assume something is. Is everything all right? Kind of writes himself
Almost.
because he was like just looking from this.
Did you do?
Almost.
Yeah, he immediately writes himself up in his bed. How do you know that name?
There's no Mos of Solace.
How? Where did you find that name?
Be a while. Would have been easier if I knew who your parents were first. I didn't know their names. I assume you don't either. Sandra and Ko Axelis. World-renowned artists.
Speak
Sorry, I
up,
didn't
my
hear that last
beloved.
bit.
Please speak up.
Hailed from Naos. Cassandra and Ko Afsalis died in a house fire. We don't know the details. And no one ever knew if they had children. Because they weren't public about it. They wanted to keep their children safe. I'm so sorry. I just stand there for a second before rushing into his arms like fucking full tackle. I tried to research the temple. There's not a lot on them, but you were listed under a name. You were listed under a name. Nomos Select. Your keeper's name, I assume.
Yes.
Asked for help from a librarian, and I looked stupid last ditch effort. I went to look through newspaper clippings to see if anyone had written anything on the fire, and article after article after article about the fact that they were gone, no details. Art is beautiful. And after a while, it starts to frequently depict the subject. Children.
Is
What to believe anymore.
what did you find?
The painting. I mean, like, I found a lot of paintings, but I was standing there. Here at Teo in the forest. Person who looked around 6 years old. It's like you, and baby. And it all just it came back, or at least a little bit. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to us.
Where's this painting?
The library. You want me to take you?
Please.
You guys gonna
Judice
go?
just puts his shoes on.
Yeah?
He's
Right
not
now?
Yeah.
getting-
Yeah, right now, right now.
Right now,
actually.
right now. Yeah, we go in at any particular speed.
Judice is running as fast as it. Judice
Yeah.
runs outside and then swings onto Fida and then takes Io by the forearm.
Yeah!
And just
Yeah.
pulls Io up.
Alright, the two of you ride on Fida through the mostly empty streets, but definitely disturbing everyone that you come across.
Oh, absolutely.
And Fida kind of, like, skids to a stop in front of Temperance Towers, and, like, as you get off of Fida, Fida is, like, also really frazzled and just...
It's fine. It's fine. Just giving her a bit of comfort.
Kind of like pat her with like a shaking hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fastest Judice has ever pushed Fida.
Yeah.
He is digging his heels.
Fida's, like, fucking panting and just...
And I
worried.
walk in and I just take him to the painting.
You find it. God knows you have already memorized exactly where it is. And you pull it back out. Again, this painting called Nexus, and you see again Cassandra, Ko, Nomos, and the child. Hands looking like they were dipped in soot, even at such a young age.
the painting isn't really. It isn't a
No,
real
this isn't the
copy,
real
So
painting.
there.
This is
So
this is a
is there still a barrier to keep you from touching it?
no. This is like prints. These are like prints. You can just like pick it up.
Judice just puts his hand on it and just kind of traces the outline of 4 of them with his finger.
Judice. Nomos. You realize for the first time. This is the first time in your memory that you've been able to see your parents. To know what they looked like.
I remember them.
Sorry, what? I didn't hear.
Remember them?
How does it click?
You have a headache like you have never felt before. But it doesn't click.
I might be able to fix it. And with my last 3rd level spell slot of the day, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
On?
Judice.
I need to check something very quickly.
Pretty checked.
I
checked months ago.
I know you did. I already had that spell open. I forgot. Just in case you had done a thing that I had expected you to do. So you cast it at 3rd level. That's as high as you can cast it, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. I need you to make a spellcasting ability check. So wisdom. I need you to make a wisdom check.
I'm gonna guidance myself again because it's a cantrip. Delicious. That is an 18 plus 4, 22. Add bless. That is 25.
25? Holy shit.
Does he also add anything because he's near Judice?
No, it's even higher.
Yeah.
What?
Is this an ability check?
It's 27.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You had my charisma modifier.
27.
Because I'm so goddamn charismatic
What
and
the
inspiring to be
fuck?
around.
Does
27.
my brother remember?
I need you to know that the DC was, I believe, 17?
Fuck that shit! Hey.
That spell was cast at 7th level. To make sure
So
it's stuck.
I'm gonna do the Hayloft meme.
Would you mind telling me what spell this was?
Modify memory.
Modify
course.
memory.
Another thing that I thought of a while ago and then told
And
myself
then
was
brushed
probably...
Yeah, no, you told us all.
Yeah.
I guess this is a first question that I'd like to ask. I know I keep calling you Judice. Are we still gonna stick with that for the near future as I narrate?
Not after this.
Fuck yeah!
Then
Do you want me to
Nomos.
update the overlay?
Yes, please. Then
Oh
Nomos.
shit!
Overlay it.
I gotta edit the
your
wiki.
wiki page. I know. I'm gonna go edit your wiki page while I get like fucking history.
Really quickly hop on my character sheet.
You, yeah, go
I'm
ahead, go
doing
ahead.
it. Okay, character sheet. Let me
Character sheet, go ahead.
do your thing.
Then, Nomos. You feel... You realize there was like a pressure on the back of your neck that you never realized was there because you've... You know when you get used to pain long enough, it just dulls. Until eventually you could forget it was there. You had long forgotten the strange, dull tension at the back of your neck that seems to break And honestly, for a moment, it is painful. Just this wave of pain. Again, horrible fucking headache that spills like a migraine headache in a wave over from the back of your neck up to your forehead and then dissipates. You remember. You remember that night. There were people there. There were people. You were running from... You woke up in the middle of the night. You could smell smoke, and you ran downstairs to where your parents should have been sleeping. And you couldn't find them, and you ran throughout, and the fire just started to spread, and you didn't know how to handle it, and you could hear your baby sibling crying upstairs, and you didn't know what to do. And you nearly got hit several times. You tried to go up the stairs, but the stairs collapsed underneath you. And you wanted to go help your sibling, but then you heard your mom at the top of the stairs. You heard her yelling that she had the baby, but you didn't hear your father yell back. And you got scared because he was supposed to be down here. He was supposed to help you out. And then you just heard your mom yell, and you didn't know what happened, and you heard those other people. Those other people at the top of the stairs with their loud footsteps and their harsh voices, and you didn't know what was going on, but one of them was holding something on fire, and you didn't know what was going on, and so you just ran. Because you saw one of them see you. And they couldn't get to you. They couldn't get to you down the stairs. The stairs were fallen in, and one of them said that they still had something to do, and you didn't know. But all you knew is that you had to go get help, because what were they going to do if you didn't go get help? And so you ran, and you saw the 2 carts outside, and you saw the house burning, and you heard them crying. But you knew you couldn't go back because there was nothing you could do. You were just a kid. That's what they always said. That you shouldn't have to worry about those kinds of things. You were just a kid. Well, what were you supposed to do now? And so you ran. And when Omuro saw you, he was surprised. Maybe in a different way than he should have been. But you didn't care. He was someone you knew. And he took you in. And you didn't even get the chance to ask about the others. He said that you needed rest. You agreed. You were tired. You were so tired. Your throat, you could barely speak from how hoarse your throat was with smoke and ash. And you were exhausted. You'd run all that way. And so you went to sleep. You didn't get the chance to ask about them. Omoros just said he would fix it. And when you woke up in the morning, it was like half of that knowledge was gone. But you never knew any better. You had a sibling. You remember their name. I know it. I mean, you can ask me. If you're going to share with Io, then you can, but I can also...
Yes, yeah, tell me the fucking name. I was just going to ask, and then you said it.
Sorry, I'm just fucking with you. You remember your little sibling's name was Psyche.
Is it spelled like the word?
It's spelled like the Greek
a
myth.
mythological figure.
Which is...
It's spelled like the Greek myth, which is spelled the same way as the word. So, I need to write it down.
Psyche.
Yep. I didn't expect to learn all of this today.
But here we are.
I will say,
I can't go back. I can't be back home in time for Frostmourne.
hey, I'll note, by the way, with that information, it's midnight. Happy birthday, Ewan! Happy birthday, Ewan, from the Central Time Zone.
Happy birthday!
This is what you get a brother for your birthday. But
happy baby sister time.
so, I love that I just got a text from Caroline of Did Ewan finally find out? But yeah, you remember your sibling's name. Psyche. You remember yelling it up the stairs.
Sorry,
What?
I didn't hear you.
Work?
I think he kind of just holds his head for a long time and puts down the print and just wordlessly just turns to Io and just envelops them, just bearing down on them with his arms. It's okay. It's all right.
Eric.
I drink. We're all crying. We need the water.
Tears aren't fake tears. These are real ones.
It's... I always said I had a bad memory.
Wasn't your fault, was it?
No. That doesn't make sense. You... When I saw your threads, there were still threads of family.
You couldn't tell how many there were. It was blurred out. It was staticky.
Oh. Brother. I don't know what or who did any of this, but come morning, you can do whatever you did to help me, to help you, and we'll figure out what happened, and we'll make things right. Together.
I can't hear you.
You're saying okay. I can read the lips.
I can read their lips, yeah. Here's my question.
Yes.
Are you going to tell them?
I think he'll ask. He'll definitely ask.
Then before we run that,
know.
I do want to make sure.
Oh.
While we're in the business of changing names, on the display. Asa, would you like to keep Io on the display and keep Io in narration, or would you like me to refer to your character as Psyche?
Switch.
Switch to Psyche? Okay. Go ahead.
I got so used to not remembering anything, but it's there. It's all there. I remember your name. Brother, your name is Psyche. It's just there. It's so much is there. Yeah, it's
My mic's so. Oh, it's because my mic is my computer. That's why. It's because of this
Yeah.
stupid little. Okay, yeah. Fuck. Okay.
we'll find whoever or whatever did this, and we'll make it right.
I need sleep.
Yes, you too. You've been so busy. No, you deserve rest. We'll sleep in however long you need. I'll pack up your things if you need. I'll make sure that we're ready to get out of here on time. And if need be, we can wait on the portal. We can. They're on no schedule.
We need to get out of town. This
I
can't
know.
stop us, but
But you can take a few hours to rest.
thank you.
And he just hugs you again.
I don't know if I'm ready to tell them.
Ivory and Armani. That's all right. That's all right. I won't push you. Though I will say, Twister already knows. So, not about you, but about me.
No, about you. I don't.
What
I
remember.
don't care if they know about you. That's it. I always thought that family was a trap that I finally made it out of, and
Well, I've got news for you, brother. It seems you didn't finally get out of it.
not. Go back.
To the tavern? Sure. Right. Yes. No, we can talk while we walk. And yeah, I think we make our way. Oh shit! Yeah, there it is.
And with my change of the overlay to reflect new names, and with the two F soulless siblings returning to the tavern to rest, finally united. That is where we will leave tonight's session off. I can barely
Yubi,
hear
I
you.
kiss all of you.
Yeah,
I kiss
I
all
was
of you
yelling.
gently.
I know, I don't know.
Really
Kiss you.
yelling.
Oh my goodness.
I know that we were gonna leave Moongate tonight. No.
No, I was so
No one's
okay.
dancing any other way than this.
God. Okay.
Goodness
So-
fucking gracious.
All right.
What a session! That a lot happened. It was
What,
all
drink some
research and yet
water.
so much happened. So on that note, moving into our typical things, obviously we have some things on the wiki to update, and so if you'd like to help us, come join us on the Aldrithe wiki, where we're putting together all of these wonderful pages. Oh my god, I get to go update the Passionite page. Yes! I've been waiting. But, and put the F Solaces on there. Yay. And I'll just make a page for the F Solaces while I'm at it, honestly. But, I thank you all for being here. Like I said, this was a hell of a session. Even though it was mostly research, this was one hell of a session. As usual, don't think I forgot, binder check.
Binder check.
If you are a friend that is
Binder
wearing
check.
a binder, you need to make sure that you can breathe. Please stretch. Please make sure that you are feeling okay and take it off if you need to. Hydrate check. I still have not finished this whole thing, but mostly done.
Is that Monster?
No, it's not. It's peace tea.
Okay. It's like, what are you drinking?
You had your first peace tea when I was over there.
Yeah. So hydrate. If no one has told you this today, I love you very, very much, and I'm so glad to have you here. We need to do a raid.
Yes, we do.
I have been looking.
Okay.
It looks like Outcast with a seat are live.
They
If you
are
do want to
live.
go in and
Yes,
say
I think we
hello.
might have a guest tonight as well.
Yes.
So we'll see. Let's go. Let's
Sure.
go say hi to my friends. So yes, let's get that raid started, and we will go check them out before they end, because I know they end relatively soon as well. Yes. So let's go check them out. As usual, like I said, I love you all. I'm so glad you're here if no one has told you today. Yes, you personally. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, you.
You.
And thank you so much for being here. This has been amazing, and we will see you next week at the right time at 7:30
Yes.
U.S.
We
Central
will be
Time.
back to normal, don't worry.
Happy birthday,
And
Ewan.
once again, happy birthday,
sorry,
Ewan.
it was
Yes.
Happy birthday,
No,
Ewan.
happy
Oh
birthday.
yeah.
And now I
Oh,
think
I
we
have
all
to
need to
vote before that.
process. So
Yes.
We're gonna go talk.
we will
We're gonna go
talk to
Probably a lot of yelling will happen.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we will see
Not for
everybody
me.
later. But bye bye.
Thanks
Thanks
to
for
you all.
joining us.